On behalf of Superintendent Dr. David Clendenning, Principal Mr. Steve Ahouse, would like to welcome our guests from Shelbyville High School. Again tonight, we'll recognize our senior cheerleaders, cheerleaders and football players. Next Friday, September 4th, we recognize our senior band members for the game with Perry Meridian. A few general announcements before we start. We ask that all spectators adhere to social distancing guidelines and that everyone wear a face covering at all times. Please help us maintain a safe environment so that we can continue our football season. Certainly, I think we're all glad to see football taking place tonight at Franklin. Concession stand located at the south end of the home bleachers. Restrooms located on the back of that concession building. Didn't copy that, Bill.
I'll let you know when we're ready down here.
Copy that.
Yeah, watch ESPN sports. Watch the news. Then went to Walmart and got my prescription. I came home. We had a little rain.
Friends from Highway 44, Shelbyville Golden Bears. Welcome Principal Brent Baker, Athletic Director Jenny DeMuth Hensley, and Head Coach Mike Clevenger. Golden Bears members of Hoosier Heritage Football Conference. All right, and welcome to the 2020 Football Senior Night. Tonight we recognize our 2020 seniors who have participated in cheerleading and football in the fall. We appreciate the dedicated efforts from our athletes over the past 4 years, and tonight would like to recognize them for their hard work, commitment to Franklin Community High School, and achievements during high school. Tonight we'd also like to thank the parents who have helped support and encourage them during high school. At this time, we'll begin to recognize our senior football managers and players. First, we'd like to recognize our senior football managers. Our first senior football manager is Daisy Hayes. Daisy's being escorted by her mother, Lisa Hayes. Daisy's participated in football as a manager for 3 years and dancing in competitive style dancing academy for over 12 years. Daisy plans to attend college to study exercise science. Daisy Hayes. Next up, senior football manager to be recognized is Avery Hunter. Avery is escorted by her mom and dad, Paul and Bigger Hunter. Avery has supported the team as a football manager for 3 years. She plans to attend college to study interior design. Senior Avery Hunter. Now our senior football players. We'll begin by recognizing our senior football player, Michael Beal. Unfortunately, Mike is unable to be at tonight's game. During high school, Michael has been active in football and volleyball. He plans to attend college to study mathematical engineering. Michael Beal. Next, we recognize our senior football player, Isaiah Klein, who also is unable to attend tonight's game. His parents are Brian Klein and Elizabeth Morris. He's played football all 4 years of high school. Future plans are undecided. Isaiah Klein. Next is senior football player Jacob Beckert. Jacob's escorted by his parents, Mandy and Chris Beckert. During high school, Jake has been active in wrestling for 3 years, football for 4 years. He's a 2-time county wrestling champion, sectional wrestling champion, and a 2-time semi-state qualifier. Jacob is an academic top scholar award winner. His plans to attend an undecided college. Jacob Beckert. Next senior football player is William Bullock. William's escorted by his mother, Lindsay Bullock Clemens, and stepfather, Thomas Clemens. Will has been active in football during his senior year, and outside of school, he participates in the scouting program. He plans to attend UTI, the Universal Technical Institute, to study automotive diesel mechanics. William Bullock. Next senior football player is Elijah Doobie. Elijah is being escorted by his mother, Kelly Doobie, father, Marcus Doobie, and stepmother, Roxanne Jeffrey. Elijah has participated in football while in high school, earning all-county honors. Elijah plans to attend a trade school to study electrical engineering. Elijah Doobie. Next senior football player, Harris Eason. Harris being escorted by his parents, Chris and Tina Eason. During high school, Harris has been active in football, wrestling, and track and field. Harris has earned honors as an IHSWCA Junior Academic All-State Honorable Mention and as a state qualifier in wrestling. In football, he has been named to the All-Mid-State football team. Harris plans to attend Purdue University to study professional flight. Harris Eason. Next senior football player to be recognized is Tyler Fuqua. Tyler is being escorted by his parents, Eric and Jen Fuqua. During high school, Tyler's participating in football and wrestling. Tyler is an IHSAA state qualifier in wrestling, 3-time sectional champion, ISWA freestyle Greco champion, 2-time county and 2-time mid-state conference wrestling champion. Tyler's future plans include attending college to study fish and wildlife biology. Tyler Fuqua. Next senior football player, Jackson Henderson. Jack is escorted by his parents, Rob and Brandy Henderson. During high school, Jack has been active in football, soccer, student council, the mayor's youth council. The Athletic Leadership Council and Leadership Johnson County. In soccer, Jack earned academic All-State. Jack plans to attend Indiana University to study business. Senior Jack Henderson. Next senior football player is Caleb Jesse. Caleb is escorted by his mother, grandmother Sandy Nugent, and mother Amanda Bates. During high school, Caleb has been active in wrestling for 1 year and football for 4 years. Caleb plans to attend college to study electrical engineering. Caleb Jesse. Next senior football player is Tyler Jewell. Tyler is escorted by his mom, Angela Lieber, and father, Larry Jewell. Tyler's been a member of the football team for 4 years and has earned honorable mention all-conference in football. Tyler plans to attend Purdue University to study aviation, would like to become a pilot. Tyler Jewell. Next senior football player to be recognized is Tanner Austin Kernan. Tanner is escorted by his parents, Mom Megan Jewell, stepfather Charles Jewell, and dad Brandon Mason. During high school, Tanner's participated in football and varsity wrestling for 3 years. Tanner's future plans to become a firefighter and paramedic. And I understand this is also his 18th birthday, so congratulations, Tanner. Happy birthday. That's senior Tyler Kernan. Next football senior player is Max Lancer. Max is escorted by his parents, Terry and Jennifer Lancer. During his high school career, Max has been active in football and basketball. Max is an AP scholar and is currently in magna cum laude standing. Max plans to attend college to study biochemistry. Max Lancer. Next senior football player is Noah McCann. Noah is being escorted by his parents, Lisa and Ben McCann. While attending high school, Ben has participated in baseball his freshman year, wrestling and football all 4 years. His wrestling accomplishments include all-county and semi-state qualifier. Ben's future plans are to serve his country in the National Guard, working with a K-9 unit as a military police officer. Noah McCann. Next senior football player is Will McLaughlin. Will being escorted by his parents, Amy and Tevis McLaughlin. During high school, Will has participated in football, basketball, cross country, golf, tennis, and track and field. Will's future plans including Indiana University to study architecture and business. Will McLaughlin. Next senior football player is Austin Mercer. Austin being escorted by his mother, Abby Mercer. While attending high school, Austin has been active in football for 4 years, wrestling for 2 years. His future plans include attending college to study athletic training or physical therapy. Senior Austin Mercer. Next senior football player is Jonathan Gavin Miller. Gavin is being escorted by Jeannie Roop and Martin Fallon. During high school, Gavin's participated in football and the Heritage Singers Show Choir. He plans to attend Purdue University and then join the Air Force to study electrical or aerospace engineering. That's senior Gavin Miller. Next senior football player is Trenton O'Leary. Trenton escorted by his parents, Tim and Stephanie O'Leary. He's participated in football 3 years while attending high school. Trenton plans to attend Indiana University to study chemistry. Senior Trenton O'Leary. Next senior football player, Cade Oliver. Cade is escorted by his parents, Ronnie and Joshua Oliver. During high school, he's participated in swimming for 4 years, soccer 2 years, and football. Cade plans to continue swimming in college, be attending the University of Missouri to major in business and minor in journalism. Senior Cade Oliver. Next senior football player is Emmanuel Ochero Danso. Manny's being escorted by his parents, Salome and William Ocher Danso. Manny's been active in football for 3 years while attending high school. His future plans include attending Indiana University. Manny Danso. Next senior football player is Ethan Pfeiffer, being escorted tonight by his parents, Christian James Pfeiffer. During his time in high school, he's participated in soccer, swimming, football, track, and cross country. He's earned mid-state all-conference in swimming, track, and cross country. He was named to the all-district team in soccer. Was a member of the IHSA swim team state runner-up and placed second in the IHSA free relay swim at state. His plans are to go to an undecided college and study engineering. Senior Ethan Pfeiffer. Next senior football player is Sean Poe. Sean is being escorted by Angela Kenny and Brenda Poe. Sean is participating in football and band. He attends C9 and studies fire and rescue. Sean plans to attend Indiana Tech to study fire science. Sean Poe. Next senior football player is Brody Reinhold. Brody is escorted by his parents, Tim Reinhold and Krista Reinhold. During high school, Brody has participated in baseball, football, and the athletic council. He's a member of National Honor Society, is currently in magna cum laude standing. He plans to attend Marian University to study mechanical engineering. Brody Reinhold. Next senior football player is Reed Roberts. Reed escorted tonight by his parents, Brad and Natalie Roberts. During high school, has been active in football and basketball. Reed was named to the Spanish National Honor Society, is currently in magna cum laude standing. He plans to attend college to study computer science. Reed Roberts. Next senior football player is Grant Roberts. He's escorted by his parents, Brian and Jennifer Roberts. While attending high school, he's been participating in varsity baseball 3 years, varsity football 2 years, and basketball his freshman year. Plans to attend college to study business. That's senior Grant Roberts. Next senior football player is Connor Seat. Connor's escorted by his parents, Rob and Jennifer McKinney Seat. During high school, he's been participating in football, track and field, and basketball. Has been involved in the Riley Dance Marathon. Connor plans to attend Indiana University to study business. That's senior Connor Seat. Next senior football player to be recognized is Jalen Ward, escorted by his aunt and uncle, Rita and Danny Bray. Jalen is participating in football and wrestling while in high school. He's an ISWA freestyle and Greco wrestling champion, IHSA state wrestling qualifier, 2-time sectional champion. In wrestling, he's earned all county and all conference honors and an ISWA USA Team Indiana member. Future plans are undecided. That's senior Jalen Ward. Next senior football player is Nicholas Woods. Nick is being escorted by his parents, Andrew and Dee Woods. During high school, has been participating in football for 1 year, soccer 4 years, been active in the Harvard Model Congress. Nick earned all Mid-State Conference in soccer during his junior year, plans to attend Indiana University to study pre-law. Nicholas Woods.
Mike Carmelo will be escorted
And our final senior football player is Carmelo Cameron. He is escorted tonight by veteran mentor Coach Mike McClure. He's participating in football during high school. Future plans at this time are undecided. This is first year at Franklin as a transfer student. We're glad to have him. And that's senior Carmelo Cameron. Please join me once again and recognize our football seniors. Great job the past 4 years, guys. These past few months have been ones you'll never forget, and we're glad you got a chance to play tonight and do your senior night. Enjoy it and good luck. At this time, we'll dismiss the senior football players. After the exit of the field, begin recognizing the senior cheerleaders. Okay, to keep things rolling, we'll get right with it. We'll begin to recognize our senior cheerleaders. First senior cheerleader is Olivia Alvey, being escorted by her parents, Steve and Jennifer Alvey. She's been active in cheerleader, track and field, and soccer, member of Student Council and Freshman Mentor Program. She's a National Honor Society member. Olivia's future plans include attending Indiana University to study communications. Olivia Alvey. Next senior cheerleader is Emma Belmore. Emma is escorted by her parents, Randy and Selena Belmore. During high school, she's participated in cheerleading 4 years, participated in multiple choirs, Bella, Sensations, Signature Sound, and Heritage. Emma is a member of the 2018 Choir State Champions and 2019 Large Choir State Champions. Emma's future plans are to attend college to study nursing and medicine. Senior Emma Belmore. Next senior cheerleader, Stacy Brady, escorted by her parents, Hurley and Walter Brady. She's been active in high school, participating in cheerleading, track and field, the prom committee, and Riley Dance Marathon. She plans to attend Indiana University to study biology. That's Stacy Brady. Next senior cheerleader is Emma Dickon. Emma escorted by her parents, Nikki and PJ Dickon. She has been active in varsity cheerleading 4 years, 2 years as varsity captain, participating in Student Council and Riley Dance Marathon. Future plans are to attend an undecided college. Emma Dickon. Next senior cheerleader is Allison Dillander. Allison is escorted by her parents, Larry and Michelle Dillander. During high school, she has been active in cheerleading 3 years, Cub Care, cadet teaching, and Riley Dance Marathon. Allison plans on attending IUPUC to study early childhood education. Allison Dillander. Next senior cheerleader is Amelia Doko. Amelia is escorted by her parents, Jack and Karen Doko. During high school, she has been involved in cheerleading. Her future plans are to attend college to study physical therapy. Senior Amelia Doko. Next senior cheerleader is Abby Houston. She's escorted by her parents, Tony and Tamara Houston. Abby has been active in cheerleading for 4 years and as student mentor for 1 year. Her future plans are to attend an undecided college. Senior Abby Houston. Next senior cheerleader is Kendall Maurice. Kendall is escorted by her parents, Phil and Gwen Maurice. Kendall is a 4-year varsity cheerleader, actively involved in Student Council, Riley Dance Marathon, and Business Professionals of America. Kendall is a member of both the National Honor Society and Spanish National Honor Society. She plans to attend Indiana University, focus on biology to major in pre-med. Senior Kendall Maurice. Next senior cheerleader is Kanae O'Day. Kanae has been escorted by her parents, Karma and Jason O'Day. Kanae has been active while in high school, participating in competition cheerleading and show choir. Kanae plans to attend Indiana University in Bloomington to study radiology. Senior Kanae O'Day. Final senior cheerleader is Abby Parrish. She's escorted by her parents, Amy Parrish and Ryan Parrish. Abby's been involved in cheerleading for 4 years, is also a student mentor. Her future plans are to attend college and study biomedical engineering. Senior Abby Parrish. Please join me once again in recognizing our senior cheerleaders. Great job over the last 4 years. And congratulations to all our seniors. Again, as a reminder, next week we will do our band seniors.
How's it going, everybody? Welcome to our broadcast of the Franklin Grizzly Cubs versus Shelbyville football game. We're here on a beautiful Friday night here in Franklin, Indiana. I'm your host, Thomas Crow, and with my host, I got my host here, Brian Powers. Brian, how you feeling?
Feeling good. We're ready for this game tonight. We've got Franklin coming in after a tough loss last week against Danville, 21-7, matching up against Shelbyville, the Golden Bears, also at 0-1, a 41-7 loss to Greensburg from last week. But it should be a good matchup here, a warm night on senior night at Franklin Community, as we've got the football and cheerleader seniors have been honored with everything that we've got going on. You just want to kind of get that out of the way early. So a little added motivation for our seniors.
Yeah, I mean, great job by Mike Hart getting all those announcements done, and great job by our athletics department moving that up. Very, real smart getting that out in the open. So, we're going to tell you before the game starts a couple developments for the game. First of all, we have a change in quarterback for the Shelbyville Golden Bears. Number 6, Jordan Markham, was injured in their game last week. So we believe that their starter for this week will be number 15, Colton Atkins. How do you think that change of quarterback is going to affect Shelbyville, Brian?
Yeah, I think anytime you've got someone who has started in the first game, they came into the season as a starter. They worked over the summer as little opportunity as they may have had, but they still got in that work over the summer as a starter. You're used to the offense and everything. It's kind of one of those things where you're used to them, and then they get taken away real quick. So it'll be interesting to see how the quarterback situation plays out for Shelbyville tonight. And I know their quarterback last week was kind of a dual threat, as Coach Call talked about on Coach's Corner.
Yeah, 55 yards passing and another 74 on the ground.
Yeah, so we'll see how that works out for them this week, and we'll see if they go with the same game plan, or if the quarterback, if it's something that they have to adjust to, as we see the Grizzly Cubs coming out.
Yep, we got captains Tyler Fuqua, number 18, and quarterback captain number 8, Reed Roberts. And that cheer that you hear, that is the Grizzly Cubs coming out of the locker room, led by Coach Chris Call.
Yeah, looking to build off of a great season last year. They've got plenty of familiar faces, but also some new faces, so it'll be interesting to see how they bounce back from last week's Danville loss this week against Shelbyville.
And here we go with our national anthem.
And we're starting to stadium. We like this in Southeast Florida Stadium. As the Blue Ribbon Marching Band present our national anthem.
As we get ready to play some football here at Franklin Community High School, what are some of the things you're looking for from tonight's game?
I'm looking for Franklin's run attack. I think we have an amazing offensive line. We have a very good interior, and we have a lot of returning guys. Plus, Tyler Jewell's coming off an injury, so he's going to be coming off and playing for us again tonight. So I'm just interested in Franklin's ground attack.
Yeah, I think it'll be interesting to see how they come out after last week with Jalen Ward running the ball really well, over 150 yards in total offense.
Yep.
So it'll be interesting to see that. Before we get started, we'd like to give a big shout out to our 2020 Grizz Club sponsors. We couldn't back the blue without you. Our state champ sponsor, of course, Lancer and BB Architects. Victory Club sponsor is your friendly Franklin Meyer. So thank you to those two, the state champ and Victory Club sponsor, all year long. And, of course, we will be reading more and more of those as we have amazing sponsors through the Grizz Club.
Do. And before we get the kickoff going, huge shout out to our band right there and our cheerleaders. They did a great job on not only the Franklin cheer song, but also the national anthem.
Yeah, fantastic. We got the band, they've kind of had to make do with their season as well. It looks as though Franklin will be kicking off. We've got number 99, which is Nick Woods, will be kicking off, and back deep for Shelbyville.
To return is
they've got the gold uniforms on the gold numbers on the white uniforms. That's not ideal.
It's hard to see. It's hard for us to see up here.
Takes it
it's a
inside
fumble.
And
It's
it into
down
the end zone. That's going to be a
touchback in high school football.
That is a touchback, so that's Skylar Pickett, and in the end zone, and Shelbyville will take over at their 20-yard line. For Franklin coming out here on defense, we've got defensive end Harris Eason, defensive tackle number 96 Jacob Wagner, and Trent O'Leary, defensive end senior Caleb Jesse. The linebackers Noah McCann, Manny Danzo, and Connor Seat. Cornerbacks Zach Klein, Ethan Pfeiffer, and then the safeties Brody Reinhold and Tyler Fuqua.
Quarterback number 15, Akins, throws it. About a 3-yard gain there. Quick slant.
Looks like Connor Seat in on the tackle with that one, so it's going to bring up second down and what are we going to call that? 7, 6? Second down and 7. Quick little slant pass. It looks like they're starting off going a hurry-up offense.
Looks like Akins didn't have any trouble getting in the offense with the hurry-up.
Got a false start, it looks like. Yep.
Offsides.
Being encroachment against the Grizzly Cubs. So that'll move it up 5 yards, and it'll be second down, and I'm going to call it 2.
So, a big thing for Shelbyville as well is their run game. Skylar Pickett had, I believe, 25 carries for 98 yards last week.
Yeah, both teams, Coach Call told us this week that both teams do like to run the ball.
Yes. Good stop in there by number 48, Harris Eason.
Eason, you've got someone like him on the front line, and it's a really good thing to have just a senior leader who's been there and can really bridge the gap between what was a great senior class last year and just another fantastic one this year.
Looks like number 9, Jacob King, moves up to press the receiver. About another 5-yard gain from the Shelbyville run attack.
It's going to bring up 2nd down and 5. Ball is spotted right at the 35-yard line. So Shelbyville is going quick.
They're moving. I think they've
moving.
had about 5 plays
Yeah.
in less than 2 minutes. Oh, and we're blitzing. Number 17, McCann, almost gets the
Pickett,
quarterback.
the carrier, and he's going to be stopped. Maybe falls forward for a yard, but he is not going to gain much from that. Tackle on the play, number 53, Trent O'Leary, among those in on the tackle for the Grizzly Cubs. So it's going to bring up 3rd down, and we're going to call it 4. So let's see what Shelbyville brings out.
Looks like it might be a passing attack here.
He's in the shotgun. Got 5 wide out.
Looks like Franklin's bringing pressure.
Oh,
and
it's
it's intercepted. Number 40, Brody Reinhold. He's going to take it the distance. That's going to be 6-0 Franklin. Looks like it went off Shelbyville receiver's hands. Brody Reinhold makes the heads-up play, and that adds to his 6th interception of his career, which is already a school record. What a play by Brody.
Yeah, just super aware on that one. He sees the ball gets tipped and goes off the receiver's shoulder pads right up in the air, and he catches it. That's kind of a good play, too, a heads-up one, as sometimes, those are hard. You see all the green right to the end zone. But he made the play like he usually does. So Nick Woods on for the extra point.
It is good.
It is good. So with
7-0 Franklin.
10:07.
Here's the replay. It does go off the receiver's hands. And Brody Reinhold gets it about the 30-yard line. It is untouched to the end zone. What a play by Brody. Just like you said, an incredible awareness, as he always has.
Yeah.
We're 2 games in. We're 2 Brody Reinhold interceptions in.
Yeah, he was just really aware for that, and that's just what you love to see. You've got your seniors, you've got Harris Eason, you've got Trent O'Leary, and you've got Brody Reinhold all making plays on that opening drive.
That was a great call by defensive coach Matt Taylor, to bring the pressure on 3rd down. Mm-hmm. He knew that there was an inexperienced quarterback back there. He makes a rush throw after seeing the pressure and goes Franklin's way. We're going to be back out to kick.
Yeah, so we'll see. I think Franklin had held him on, and it was going to be 3rd down. It could potentially have been 4th down and short, and we'll just see how they turn out on this one. So looking ahead a little bit, our Winner's Circle sponsors.
Yes.
On this one, we've got Winner's Circle sponsors: Edward Jones, financial advisor Chris Beckert,
I believe
Hillview.
that is Jake Beckert's dad.
There you go. Hillview Country Club, TC Electric, and W.R. Johnson Excavating. So thank you to our Winner's Circle sponsors as well, and it's looking good right now for the Grizzly Cubs.
Yeah. Looks like we might be in the winning circle.
Nick
Might be
Woods
too
to
early
kick
call.
off.
See if he can send it to the back
It's
of the
like
end zone again.
Pickett back deep again to receive. They're sending it
and
short.
They squib kick it, and he drops down.
That's a smart play right there. You don't want. You've
Number
got that
35,
35 on that
Ethan
one.
Wright
Ethan Wright
just drops down about 35, drops down to about the 34.
Yeah, you don't want to. I think the habit you would have, or the tendency, is to pick that up and kind of run it. Mm-hmm. And he did a nice job there.
That's good coaching by Coach Mike Clevenger.
So let's see what the Golden Bears do on this 2nd drive of the game. The first one ended, of course, with the Brody Reinhold pick 6, and that's where we stand on the score.
Let's see if another running attack. Looks like, that's Cale Lux.
He gets
Big
it
run
across
up to the
50,
40.
down to the 40. He's taken down by Noah McCann, kind of the last line of defense on that one, as the senior linebacker chased him down, but not before. About a 25-yard gain on that one, good enough for a Shelbyville 1st down.
Yep, number 9, Cale Lux, had a big week last week. Defensively, almost had an interception. He had 3 catches for 36 yards. He didn't have much on the ground, so good start on the ground for him. Right back on the run game to Pickett.
Tackle on that play made by Noah McCann again. He hits him as he's running up the middle. It's going to be about a gain of 8 yards. We'll bring up 2nd down and 2 from just over the 35. We'll call it the 33-ish yard line, 33-ish yard line.
Looks like they got an H-back in there. Maybe some extra blocking.
Pickett again. Ball carrier. He's met up with the line of scrimmage.
Maybe a yard or two.
Manny Danzo
Oh,
on the tackle. On
They're
that
going to
one.
give him a little bit more than I thought they did.
Oh,
That's going to be
there.
a Shelbyville first down
Hey,
again.
it looked like he got stopped at the line, but they're going to give him the first down, so it's going to be first down and 10 from the 31-yard line.
Number four, Jet Cole is out there at their tight end position. He had a big week last week with about 20 yards received.
Jet Coles. That's a good name.
It's a good name. Fast kid, probably.
Yeah.
Looks like they might have Atkins throw the ball again. Oh, that
Pass is
looks like a
complete.
miscommunication on the
Kale Lux.
Big tackle by number 21, sophomore Bo Baker. Looks like that might have been a miscommunication on Shelbyville's end. Their quarterback didn't seem to know what he was doing there.
Well, sometimes, when you've got a younger quarterback, or a quarterback who's maybe not been more experienced, he's going to get rattled a little bit. He's going to want to go to his first out, and he got the pass. The pass was on target.
And it looks like before the stoppage of play, they had number 9 Kale Lux in a wildcat formation. Quarterback Colton Akins was out at wide receiver, being guarded by Franklin's number 88 Ethan Pfeiffer, but looks like that might not happen right now.
Got an official's timeout as Lux comes to the sidelines. Here comes Adkins back in. So we'll see what Shelbyville does on this second down and 10. Ball is at the 31-yard line early in the game, about halfway through the first quarter. And
there's another
we are
stoppage
going
on the
to
field.
have,
I believe it was our first timeout.
is it a timeout?
Or maybe
Shelbyville.
Yep.
Timeout,
First timeout,
Shelbyville, so
Shelbyville.
that's their first timeout. So it's interesting, we've gone about halfway through this first quarter, and Shelbyville has controlled the ball for most of it, but Franklin has a 7-0 lead. As Franklin had the ball for...
According to the rules of football, Franklin has not possessed the ball at any point so far. But if you ask Brody Ryan, he will say differently.
He will say we had the ball and we scored a touchdown. So that's really all you can ask for. But it'll be interesting to see too as we go on further in this game, Shelbyville and Franklin tonight, as it's a warm, humid night, and just how the conditioning plays a role into it, because these young men out here. They haven't really had the summer conditioning necessarily. They haven't had all that work over the summer and the spring and the summer where you could come out and get some work done.
Yeah, missing June, which is a big conditioning month. This 83 degrees probably doesn't feel great for him, but right now I bet Franklin's offense is probably feeling real conditioned, but that defense is probably breathing a little bit. But they've been doing pretty well so far.
So resetting for you, we got second down and 10. Ball is spotted at the Franklin 31-yard line. Shelbyville will take over. 7 minutes and 50 seconds remaining in the first quarter.
It's another handoff to Pickett.
Off to Pickett,
Number 96,
cannot get around the edge.
Jacob Wagner with the tackle.
Manny Danzo in there too, it looked like.
It's like that'll be a tackle for loss for
loss
Jacob
of
Wagner.
1 on the play. So it's going to bring up third down and long for Shelbyville. You got to think here, though, this is probably, their kicker was out earlier, and he was kicking some pretty long ones, but I don't think he was necessarily from this far out. You got to think that we got
probably a 49-yard kick. I'm not sure if that's right now.
You've got 2 downs here, I think, to get this.
Looks like
Pickett with the ball carrier. He's not going to go anywhere really. Gain of maybe
Wagner
1.
Might have had him again.
Yeah, back to the original line of scrimmage. So that's going to bring up fourth down and 10.
Looks like number 53, Trent O'Leary, was the first man on the scene for his second tackle of the game. About a gain of 1. And as you said earlier, Brian, it looks like it is 4-down territory for Shelbyville.
I wonder if they'll try a pooch kick here.
Maybe. Nope, they're throwing. Oh, and looks like cornerback Jacob King.
Nice play. He came back to the ball on that one.
Looks like cornerback number 9, Jacob King, fell down.
Yeah.
Number 46, Aiden Tong, with Shelbyville's first completed reception of the game.
Tong with a nice play on that one. That's what you've got to do as a receiver. He saw where the ball was. He came back to the ball, so he stopped. King was running with him. He had his back to the ball, and he didn't know it was coming. When Tong stopped, then King kind of went by him and slipped a little bit as he was trying to regain it. So
it looked like some incidental contact. Could have played some factors in King slipping there.
Gain of 28 on that one. Ball is at the 3-yard line. First down and goal for Shelbyville.
And they're putting King back on an island on the right side of the field. This slant is open if they run it, but they run the ball. Skylar Pickett down to about the 1. Looks like Wagner and Eason were in there, and Reinhold as well.
So it's going to be second down and goal from about the one and a half yard line. Opening quarter here at Franklin Community High School.
I think as we've seen so far, Shelbyville likes handing the ball off, especially with an inexperienced quarterback as Akins is, at least this season.
Pickett
and it looks like Pickett is in for the touchdown for Shelbyville. That's his first touchdown of the game.
Skylar Pickett, the ball carrier, right up the middle for a touchdown for Shelbyville, and just like that, they've come back 7-6, and they'll be on for the extra point and try and tie this ball game.
It's like kicker number
Alexander Abel.
Yep.
Nope. Eddie Carlaz. The extra point.
The kick is up, and the kick is no good. 7-6 Grizzly Cubs, 5:35 left to go in this first quarter. And you're going to get to see your first glimpse of our Grizzly Cub offense led by senior quarterback Reed Roberts and senior running back Jalen Ward.
Yeah, he'd be interested to see how they come out, how they get play. So we're going to see the replay as Pickett goes right up the middle, has a short little burst, gets the hole there. And
looks like lineman number 55, Elijah Fannin, was the lead blocker in there.
Yeah.
You know, a big thing that I saw from their quarterback, Colton Akins, there was he did the mesh well, and he faked out looked like our right outside linebacker with his rolling out.
Yeah, he's really done a nice job of handing off. Now, you've got to wonder as the game goes on if Franklin is going to start falling for that a little bit less. I mean, you know, when you've got a quarterback who may not be kind of a pass-first quarterback, and Shelbyville's obviously a run-first type team, you got to be wondering what you're going to see from that and how much longer that's going to, you know, bring people up or keep people back a little bit as the safeties. So we've got Max Lancer back to receive this kickoff from Carizales. Eddie Carizales.
I wonder if this will be a little bit of a flustered kick for Carizales after he misses that PAT. We're going to see if he can come out and get a good kick in there for him.
Think he can make it? The kickoff.
I don't think that's the goal of the kickoff. And it's a boomer.
Pop-up kick.
Looks like it's about the 20.
Carries it at the 20.
Number 35, John Shepard.
Ooh, Shepard
and he gets a burst of speed.
He's gonna get
number 4, Max Lancer. If he can get the lead block, Shepard might burst it. And a stiff arm. He's over the 50. He's over the 40. He's got blockers. He's out at about the 30-yard line. A big run out of John Shepard. That's some great blocking by our front line of the Grizzly Cubs. Max Lancer had a great block out there.
I believe he was forced out of bounds by number 18, Riley Fortune, but not before about a 50-yard return on that one. Ball will be spotted at the 31-yard line where Franklin will take over, and we'll get to see this offense perform for the first time under Reed Roberts tonight.
Yeah, I mean, Reed definitely had some first season jitters last week, going 11 for 23 for 123 yards and an interception against a good Danville defense. So it's going to be a handoff to Jalen Ward off to the left side. He gets a block from John Shepard. He's running. He's still going. He's over the 20. He's over the 10. He's going to score. First carry of the game. First offensive play of the game for the Grizzly Cubs. And Jalen Ward takes it about 30 yards to the house. That's going to be his second touchdown of the season. That's great blocking by John Shepard to really burst that play, as well as Sean Little-led offensive line.
Yeah, just a great run there. He found the hole. He broke a couple tackles, and he was able to to extend the play a little bit in his own and just made it in the end zone.
Yep. And I think that was all bursted by John's big kickoff. Here's number 99, Nick Woods. The kick is up. And the kick is good. Franklin takes a 14-6 lead with 5:10 to go in the first quarter.
So let's take a look at this run again. Ward with it. Breaks a tackle there. Breaks a tackle here.
Yep. And there it
tackles.
was. I think Shelbyville's secondary and linebackers, they assumed that defensive lineman was going to be able to break him down. But a big running back like Jalen, it's going to be hard for one guy to just take him down. So I think Shelbyville's players gave up a little bit, and it came back to bite him in the butt. Jalen breaking that off for about 20 more after first contact and scoring our second Grizzly Cub touchdown of the game.
Yeah, I think it was a nice job by Shelbyville's defensive line on that one. That's kind of what you would want from a defensive line, just in getting in there, getting in the backfield. But they just were unable to take him down, and you can never really say that you've got him until he is on the ground.
Yeah, until you hear that whistle blown with Jalen, comparatively to maybe an NFL running back like Derrick Henry, you never want to stop until that guy is laying on the ground.
So 14-6, Franklin Community High School. They come right back, go 80 yards in
About
30 seconds.
30 seconds,
Like,
yeah.
2 plays. Not even 2 plays. I guess it would technically be 1 play, but they had the kickoff that went 50 yards, and then Jalen with the 30-yard run. So just like that, Franklin's back up 14-6. The defense is back on the field.
There's a boomer of a kick.
Nice kick.
And it goes
in
out
the
of the
end
bounds,
zone.
out of the back of the end zone.
So
Good kick by number 99, Nick Woods.
So Shelbyville takes over after the Franklin Community High School touchdown. And some of our touchdown sponsors, we'd like to thank them. The Grizz Club 2020 Grizz Club touchdown sponsors, Bailey & Wood Mortgage Lender, Blex Body Shop, Brady Laurie Attorney at Large, Catalyst Consulting, Cedar Lane Family Dentistry, and Crane Credit Union are some of our touchdown sponsors.
We thank our sponsors. They're huge helps. Looks like it's another handoff to Pickett, and he might have gotten a yard. Looks like number 96, Jacob Wagner's in there again. Wagner has been very busy shutting down that run game. Already has 3 tackles and a tackle for loss. And he was about a yard away from another tackle for loss there. Looks like some misunderstanding on the Shelbyville offensive side right now. It looks like there's some motion. Another handoff. Oh, good move. And a nice tackle by Manny Danzo to get into the backfield very early. That's another tackle for
Manny
loss.
came around the edge there, beat his man off the end, and was able to get in the backfield as Pickett was running away from him. So nice play by Manny Danzo, and it's going to bring up third down and 9 for Shelbyville.
An aspect that you wonder if Shelbyville is missing is the over 70 yards of rushing from Jordan Markham last week. We're yet to see if Atkins has any rushing ability.
Yeah, Atkins' pass is incomplete on that one. He is intended for Kale Lux. That's a tough play for a quarterback who isn't passing a lot, rolling to his left as a right-handed passer and trying to throw that. That was a tough one. It looked like he didn't get his shoulder all the way back, kind of threw the ball into the ground, and Shelbyville's forced to punt.
You wonder if learning that their coach will make some adjustments on some of the passing plays. Mm-hmm. That is only Shelbyville, I believe, their 3rd pass play of the game. They've had a very good completion, incompletion, and interception so far. Good snap. Oh, and it is looks like it's a shank off the right foot. Goes about 20 yards up to the Shelbyville 35. Looks like Franklin's offense is going to have incredible field position starting out.
I think what they should do here is run the same play that they just ran. The touchdown, the Jalen Ward touchdown run play. That's kind of what I would dial up. So let's see what the Grizzly Cubs do. 3:58 remaining in the first quarter. Franklin leads 14-6 here in the Indiana Giant Hubler Automotive Group Franklin Community High School football game of the week.
Roberts is passing. It looks like might have been tipped at the line. It was intended for number 14, Carmelo Cameron.
You've got to wonder if maybe Reed needed a little warm up. He'd been sitting on the sidelines over there for about 25 minutes. Hasn't thrown a pass. I don't know if he's kind of stayed warm on the side, but that could have been the first pass he's thrown in about 30 minutes.
Yeah, a while.
So 2nd down and 10 for Franklin. Ball will be spotted at the 34-yard line.
3:55 to go in the first. Looks like Shelbyville's running a 4-3 front. They're bringing some pressure. That's number 1, Carson Hunter, a completed pass. Looks like he's going to get about 5 yards. Good completion from Reed to number 1, Carson Hunter.
Yeah, he had one guy to beat, I think, on that one, and he could have done a little bit of damage.
That.
So it was a nice attempt. Got a good chunk of yards. Brings up 3rd down and
what I'm liking
5.
at the bottom of your screen is number 4, Max Lancer on an island. Max being a big. Oh, and they're going to hand it off to Jalen Ward. He cuts it up the middle. He breaks 1 tackle. He breaks another tackle. He breaks a 3rd tackle. And it takes a gang of at least 3 Shelbyville defenders to finally take Jalen down. That's going to be a 1st down, Grizzly Cubs. About a 12-yard run for Jalen.
He's just it's so hard to tackle him. I mean, he gets his legs moving, and he does a great job of keeping them moving.
He
and he keeps
low
forward, and he's not dancing. He's not trying to dance. He's just going forward. And that was how he made it past that first hit.
Reed Roberts looking left. We got John Shepard blocking for number 4, Max Lancer. A good first completion or reception for Max Lancer. It's about a 6-yard gain for the Grizzly Cubs. Reed Roberts to number 4, Max Lancer. Max was held pretty much containment last week with a 1 catch for about 8 yards. I'm looking for Max to have a pretty big game this week. Max, and I feel as if Max might be Reed's number 1 target. So we're going to see how it goes this week for him. 2:23 to go in the first quarter. We got Reed Roberts dropping. Oh, hands it off to Jalen Ward off to the right side. He's got some green ahead, and he's in for his 2nd score of the game. 13 yards. Jalen Ward. He's looking to have a huge game so far. We're not even. There's more than 2 minutes left in this first quarter, and Jalen already has
66 yards, 3 carries, 66 yards, and 2 touchdowns. That's a nice little line for the first quarter.
Story, yeah. Number 9, Nick Woods at the kick. He's 2 for 2 so far. And the kick is good.
So with 2:13 remaining here in the first quarter, the score is Franklin 21, Shelbyville 6. Watch this replay here. And Jalen, just a great hole there made by the offensive line.
Great block by number 61, Elijah Doobie, our all-county center. Just a great block.
Yeah, and he just had a huge amount of running room on the right side there once he got the carry, once he got the ball, and he just took off. He didn't even really face any hits or any defensive players until he got inside the 5-yard line, and then it was all about him just running, keeping his legs moving, and for the touchdown.
So, looks like Nick Woods is already having himself a pretty substantial night so far with 3 made PATs, and it looks like this will be, I believe, his 4th kick.
Yeah, he's kicked off 4 times to start the game, or once to start the game, and then once after all 3 of the touchdowns.
Yep. So we're 2:13 in. Your Grizzly Cubs already have a 21-6 lead. The score summary so far is a interception return for a touchdown by Brody Reinhold, and then 2 big runs by Jalen Ward to get 2 more in the end zone for us.
What you want to do here, I mean, you've got to make sure you just keep up your intensity. It's starting to come to you. You're starting to get into a rhythm, a routine.
Oh, a great kick by Nick Woods, keeping it in bounds. I was worried for a second there that was going to go out of bounds and be a penalty, but it died just before going out of bounds about the 18-yard line. So Shelbyville is going to take advantage of the field position at the 18-yard line. 2:13 to go in the first quarter. And it's going to be interesting to see if after the failed pass attempt last possession, Shelbyville decides to put the ball in the air again.
Yeah, it's I mean, sometimes when you're limited, you can't really do a whole lot, but they're going to have to do something to get some points on the board, or it could get away from them real quick. So what you want to see if you're Franklin, you want to make sure that you just keep your foot on the gas.
Looks like a fake jet sweep and maybe a gain of 1. We're going to see what the chain gang says for us. Gain of about 1. Looks like they have, is that number 8 out there? Oh, a fumbled snap. Ball's on the ground.
I think it's going to be.
Looks like it'll be
Is it Franklin ball?
Franklin ball.
Recovers.
We're going to see who the recovery is by. It's by number 43.
That's
Caleb Jesse. Our senior defensive end.
Good awareness by Caleb on that one as the snap was low to Kale Lux. The snap was low on that one, allowing for Caleb to get in there. And it looked like Lux may have gotten it, but he was able to, or he probably lost control of it a little bit. So Franklin takes over inside the 15-yard line.
There's about a 6-inch height difference between their starting quarterback, Colton Atkins, and number 9, Kale Lux. So I wonder if that was confusing for the center. Roberts hands it off to Jalen Ward, off to the right side, and he's down at about the 3-yard line, but we have a flag in the backfield.
That's gonna
it looks like we have a Shelbyville player down. It's probably going to be a holding call.
Yeah, it is. It is a holding penalty.
So that's going to negate the yardage by Ward.
So we've got a holding penalty against the Grizzly Cubs. That's going to bring the ball back. Looks to be about 10 yards.
Yep. Negates about a run to the 3, and now we're back to about the 23, so about 20 yards lost there in that holding call. Looks like we got a Shelbyville Golden Bear on the ground. Looks like he's got a trainer over there helping him.
One of their linemen.
Yep. One of their big interior linemen. And looks like he's up on his feet. It looks like he's going to be able to walk to the sidelines under his own power, which is good. Might have maybe, I mean, with this heat out here and just one of the first games of the season, that might have been a cramp. Looks like walking off under his own accord. We're going to see if he gets back in the game at some point. Glad to see he's all right.
All right, Franklin ball. Clock is moving. First down, 1 minute and 28 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Let's see what Reed Roberts brings to the table. Here comes
Hands
Ward.
It off left side to Jalen Ward. He gets to about the 15. He stiff arms the defender, and a good tackle by number 9, Kale Lux. That's the first time I believe a Shelbyville defender's been able to take Jalen down like that.
Yeah, he did a nice job on that one. Jalen was waiting for that block at the corner, and Kale was on it, and he released kind of at the last second so that he could make that tackle. He did a nice job of releasing and getting away from the tackle, or getting away from the block and making that tackle. It's one thing to get away from the block. It's another thing to actually make the tackle.
And a fake handoff by Reed Roberts. A great block by number 4, Max Lancer, and that propels Reed Roberts into the end zone. About a 15-yard rushing touchdown for senior quarterback, number 8, Reed Roberts.
Yeah, that's one of the advantages when you've got someone like Jalen Ward having the night that he's having, who's the threat to rush and the threat to go big every single time he gets the ball, and you've got Reed Roberts can fake, can do the play action, and then stick it in his gut and then take it out and just run around the corner. He had good blocking by Lancer at the corner, and it was right up the sidelines.
I mean, that play has been brewing for 10 plays now. I mean, Reed was waiting for his opportunity. He was waiting for the defensive end to finally crush. As you can see on this replay, we're about to pull up. He sees the defensive end crush down. He pulls it. The defensive end is way too late. Great blocking by number 4, Max Lancer, and Reed runs it in for about 15 yards.
Yeah,
Takes it.
Jet Coles on that one looked like he was right up the middle, and I think he was poised to make the tackle on Jalen Ward. The ball was in his gut, and you got to as that play goes as a read option, the quarterback, you've got to make that decision. And Reed saw what was up. He made the decision. He took the ball out. There's always the chance in something like that where the fumble may occur. You may have a fumble, but he did a nice job of protecting the football. And and that was
no
something,
miscommunications there.
Yeah, so it was a great play by Reed Roberts.
I think Reed probably heard me talking about Shelbyville's mesh and said, if they can do that, I can do something better.
So we've got just under 1 minute remaining in this first quarter, which, interesting, both teams are running the ball a lot, but this quarter has lasted a long time.
It has.
So we've got
it's a high-scoring first quarter.
Yeah.
34 points total. It's been about 40-minute first quarter. Nick Woods on for, I don't even know what kick of the night. It looks like they're going to be able to.
Fifth. There's Pickett from the 5.
Yep. Oh, and he gets a couple blocks up to the middle. About a 20-yard return for Pickett, who has Shelbyville's only touchdown so far of the game. And
he's tackled on the play by number 85, Tanner Kernan, a senior who was recognized for senior night. And with that Franklin touchdown, we'd also like to recognize some more members of our Grizz Club touchdown sponsorship group: DeArmond Financial Group, First National Bank, Franklin Dermatology, Franklin Muffler and Brake, Honey Creek Napa Auto Parts, and Indy Roll-Offs. Thank you for your sponsorship.
And there's a handoff to pick it off to the left side, and they're going to get him for a loss. Looks like it was number 52, or 62, I apologize, Manny Danzo, with his second tackle for loss of the night, third tackle so far. And it looks like Shelbyville's going to try and get one more play before the end of the quarter. Clock's rolling down. We're under 15 seconds.
I think with the sun, the way it's coming in, they're going to just hold it and wait for this quarter to be over and try their luck at the other end of the field where the sun's not on them as much. Actually,
looks like Suns might still. You guys can't see the field,
I
but
didn't look far enough down.
Looks like the sun still might be out a little bit.
So that is the end of the first quarter, an eventful first quarter, a good first quarter for the Grizzly Cubs, and they lead the Shelbyville Golden Bears 28-6.
That water, you're gonna want to look for weeds, sunken structures, down trees, stuff like that. You'll let that breeze tell you where you want to go. Windy days like this, those bait fish will come swimming closer to shore. They'll bring the big boys with them, those bass and those pike. Now, they like cooler temperatures, so you ain't likely to have much luck.
You're good at giving fishing advice. We're good at your insurance. Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance and stop knocking on wood.
Days have always been with live bait.
"13,000 feet has a way of testing a man's soul. After all, you were never meant to take on such an endeavor. That long drop is what separates human from superhuman."
Welcome back to Franklin Community High School as we start the second quarter. Pickett, the ball carrier. He's met at the line of scrimmage, tackle there in the backfield, made by number 88, Ethan Pfeiffer.
I believe it was number 48 as well, Harris Eason. And on the tackle, Pfeiffer coming out of his cornerback position to make that play. So we're about 30 seconds into the second quarter, and Shelbyville is not pushing the tempo as they were in the first quarter.
Yeah, they're at 3rd and long here. So
they're going to be throwing the ball. Oh, it's intercepted. Number 18, Tyler Fuqua. And he's going to score his first touchdown of the year. Interception. What a play by Tyler. Oh,
there is
flag
a flag
on the field.
play.
The referees are talking.
It looks like it might be coming back.
Oh. Nope, touchdown, Fuqua.
Personal foul against the Grizzly Cubs after the interception.
Looks like we might have gotten a little bit too excited. But and that's a exciting play for Tyler Fuquan, senior night. Guy who wasn't able to play in the game last week comes out and makes a huge play here at the beginning of the second quarter. That is going to be the second interception return for a touchdown for the Grizzlies.
Yeah, just a phenomenal start here to the Grizzly Cubs on their on the senior night for their defense, their offense. Just an all-around good game for them so far, and you just want to see it keep going the rest of the night.
And Woods puts it in again. He's been busy all night, and that's going to give the Grizzly Cubs a 35-6 lead.
Let's take a look at this replay here. Adkins, the snap.
And once again,
If you could just he jumped the route a little bit, but it looked like he kind of threw it behind the intended receiver. So you got to wonder at some point if they're going to look at maybe bringing someone else in, bringing another quarterback in.
I mean, we saw number 8, Luke Brinkman, throwing the ball early in the first quarter. Or early in warm-ups, I apologize. You know, you got to wonder, is Coach Mike Clevenger, is he going to, after his second rollout pass goes, just not well for the Golden Bears, you got to wonder if he's going to continue to be rolling his quarterbacks out or if he's going to try and establish a pocket for his quarterback to throw the ball into.
Yeah, and sometimes, you just get in a situation where nothing's going right. And you're just going to eventually, I think, say, you know what, we're just going to run the ball or we're just going to try this. But some of the stuff is not working for you. And, you're down 35-6 just starting the second quarter. You understand it's probably going to be a long night. And at some point you just say, this isn't working, this isn't working. Mm-hmm. And really, when you're in a situation like Shelbyville, who has had a little struggle as a program, this is kind of where you start to take the underclassmen and you say to them, what do you guys want to be?
Yeah.
Where do you want to be in your program? How do you want to work this?
Franklin being no stranger to having struggling seasons before Coach Call's entry here. He's done a wonderful job of saying to those underclassmen, what do you want to do? But at this point, with still almost 3 quarters to go, as Nick Woods kicks the ball off, I don't think this game is out of reach for Shelbyville. I think they just have to keep doing what they can to come back.
Yeah. I mean, no game is out of reach. We've still got 11 minutes left here in the first half. I mean, and they've got to look to score on this drive. They've got to look to score. They've got to start getting some momentum back, and the Grizzly Cubs want to do everything in their power to not let that happen.
I believe Franklin has inserted a couple secondary unit players. Number 51, Sean Poe, at their defensive end, as well as number 72, Jackson Henry. And it looks like they're blitzing Eason. It's a run to the right side. It looks like it's Cale Lux, and he's going to get about 6 yards there.
Takes it over to the 40-yard line. Tackle on the play by Harris Eason.
His 5th of the first half.
Bring up 2nd down and 5. Nice start to that game.
Oh, looks like there was some movement early on the offensive line. Yeah, it's going to be a false start, Golden Bears, and that's going to negate the 5-yard gain by Cale Lux. Taken back to the original line of scrimmage for 2nd down. Over moves our chain gang, one of the best in the state. We got a running clock, or the clock is running right now, 10:42 to go. Looks like it's a handoff up the middle. And it looks like Pickett's going to get just about everything back from the false start. Looks like the tackle in there was number 43, Caleb Jesse. I believe his first or second of the night. And it looks like we got another Shelbyville Golden Bear down at about the 30-yard line. We're going to see what's going on for him. So, Brian, you have to wonder, with 10:29 to go in the second quarter, there's still a lot of football to be played, but do you think at some point the Shelbyville Golden Bears are going to try and amp up their offense? I have not seen, aside from the throw in the left corner of the end zone, I've not seen a pass more than about 5 yards down the field. Do you think that Shelbyville is going to try and amp up their offense a little bit here?
I think you're in a situation where nothing is kind of working for you, and you just want to see what you can do. So this is a time you're down 35-6. You say, okay, let's see how this is going to work. Let's see how he's going to work here. Let's see how he's going to work here. Let's see how rolling him out left will work. You want to try some different things. You're in a situation now where you can try some different things. And normally this is something that you're going to get to see, that you're going to get to work on in June, in July. And unfortunately, you're working on it now in the middle of your second game of the season. And everyone's going through the same thing, like Coach Call told us. But, this is a chance to just try different things, different sets.
And it looks like they're getting a pass. It's just out of bounds. Good coverage by number 21, Bo Baker. Looks like that pass would have been a little bit too far out of bounds anyways.
Yeah, and that's going to bring up fourth down. So, they're coming on. They're bringing out
It's like
Carrizales to punt. They'll be punting from the 39-yard line, and just try and get Franklin pinned a little bit deeper here on offense and see what you can do on defense.
We got number 4, Max Lancer, back to receive. Max has done a great job blocking so far this game. I'd be interested to see how he takes this kick back. Very agile guy, so it'd be interesting to see what he does here. Pretty good snap, a lot better punt than the first punt, and it bounces backwards. Looks like Lancer won't get an attempt at it, and it's going to be downed at the Grizzly Cub 31.
So about a 29-yard punt, so a lot better than last time. Going to be 10:01 remaining here in the second quarter, so we'll see what Franklin does. I can't imagine they do a whole lot other than try to run the ball. I mean, that it's worked so far. There's no point to see otherwise. But if you're Franklin, you're kind of in a weird situation too, because last week was your first week with Reed Roberts as your quarterback. Mm-hmm. This week you're already up 35-6. You've had 2 pick sixes. You've had 1 just handoff. And so Reed Roberts may not be getting a whole lot of work in this game. And so you're kind of up against it if you're Coach Call of, do I want to?
And he is passing number 4, Max Lancer. He's on an island. He breaks a tackle. He gets to about the 45. That's going to be a 15-yard game for the Grizzly Cubs. That makes Reed Roberts 4 for 5 for 26 yards. And that is Lancer's second reception for about 21 yards so far for the Grizzly Cubs. And that's going to give the Grizzly Cubs a new set of 10.
45-yard line.
It looks like we got a flag down on the play. It's going to be a false start. It's going to knock the Grizzly Cubs back to about the 40-yard line, make it a 1st and 15.
Here's Roberts, the ball carrier, up the middle, takes the ball to about the 45-yard line where he's met by 3 Golden Bears on that one. Number 57, Bryce Shelton, and number 79, Elijah Watson with the tackle. So
it's like about a 4-yard gain.
4 yard brings up
second and 11.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Looks like it's a hand up to the middle for Jalen Ward. He drags 2 Shelbyville defenders to about the 48-yard line. Looks like it's about a gain of 7 for Jalen.
So Kale Lux with the tackle on that one. He came up Jalen lowered his head and put his helmet right in Kale's chest. Jalen 5'8", 182. Kale 5'7", 140. So
Big
Kale
difference there.
could
But
be
he's,
feeling that one tomorrow.
yeah. I believe Kale's done pretty well so far getting him down.
He's done a nice job.
Once again, takes 2 Shelbyville Golden Bears to get Ward down, and that's going to be enough for a Grizzly Cup first down. It's going to be about a 4-yard gain for Jalen. And that's going to bring the Grizzly Cubs up to about the 44-yard line. 8:04 to go in the second quarter. I'd be interested to see if the Grizzly Cubs take a big shot here, just to see if they have that big play potential for their offense. And it looks like they are going to take a pass play. Good catch by number 14, Carmelo Cameron. His first reception of the day, and it looks like it's going to be about a
gonna give him a first
it looks
down.
like it's going to be a first down, about a 10-yard reception for Carmelo Cameron. It's a good pass by Roberts, a little bit low, but Carmelo was able to make the adjustment. Brings Roberts to 4 for 5 passing so far this game, about 35 yards. Looks like they're passing the ball again. It's going to be to number 4, Max Lancer. His defender falls down. Number 1, Carson Hunter with the block. And Max Lancer's going to take it the distance. About a 35-yard pass touchdown for Max Lancer from Reed Roberts.
And that play right there was set up Carson Hunter. Carson Hunter did a great job with his block at the corner. He sealed his man off really well. His man could not get away from him, and he held that block until Lancer was even around them a little bit more.
Yeah, I mean, an awesome block for Carson, who's had to step into a little bit of a starting lineup this week with some of our players out. Makes an excellent block there. That play started with Max's defender falling down, and then Carson and Max were able to finish it off to give the Grizzly Cubs a 42-6 lead, 7:19 to go in the second quarter. And you're going to see on this replay just an excellent throw by Reed Roberts. You're going to see the defender fall down, and watch at the top of your screen.
Carson Hunter right there
block.
just kept the block going.
And Max just has the burners to get to the edge of the end zone. Film tomorrow morning. They're going to be talking about Carson's block.
That's a good
awesome
one. The
block.
coaches are going to love that.
Yep.
Once again, we want to honor our Franklin Grizzly Cub touchdown sponsors: Jefferson Street Barbershop, Joco CrossFit, Johnson County REMC, Jones and Anderson CPA, Lock Trucking, Mayor Steve Barnett, Schultz Pogue and Pinnock Law Office, Shelby Materials, Shrink Masters, Smith Real Estate, and Votoranum Cementos Prairie Materials.
And we got
That is
huge
our
shout out to
touchdown
Joco
sponsors.
Fitness, our strength coach here being Mike Hart. Really gets us prepared throughout the week. And it's showing right now with a 42-6 lead as we kick off. Nick Woods has put his foot on about 10 or 11 balls so far today. And it's dropped, and it is recovered by Shelbyville at their own 17-yard line.
That's Ethan Lambert with the recovery of the
his
kickoff.
home drop.
They will take over at the 18-yard line.
And Grizzly Cubs seem to be having mostly their same starters out there right now. Got a couple add-ons. Number 32, Oscar Helgeson, a junior out there. Looks like he's playing out there at safety. But other than that, it looks like just about the same unit for the Grizzly Cubs.
Yeah, I mean they've got to be together. They've got to learn each other's tendencies. I know the score is a little bit long right now, but you still have to keep your offensive end.
Number 6, Jacob Wagner with a huge loss for the Grizzly Cubs. That brings him to his 4th tackle of the game and his 2nd for loss. It looks like he was able to knock off about 5 yards there. Looked like a low snap there, Brian. What do you think happened?
Yeah, when you've got a low snap like that, you've got take time to get it. You take time to it just throws off the whole timing of everything, especially if you're running a running play like that. The running back maybe stutters a little bit, and that gives the defensive line time to get into the backfield.
Another handoff. It looks like it's to Pickett, and it is shut down instantly by the Grizzly Cubs defense. It's number 53 in there pretty early. Tritt O'Leary. Looks like it'll be his 3rd tackle of the game. We'll call that one for loss.
So 3rd down, 3rd and long for Shelbyville. They're backed up in their own territory inside the 15-yard line at about the 12.75.
And you got to think they're going to put the ball in the air or some sort of trickery. And there is some trickery, but number 43 just picks it up immediately. Number 43, Caleb Jesse, for his second tackle of the game. And the Grizzly Cubs' third tackle for loss in this possession. It looks as if it's, I don't know, 4th and a half mile, maybe even a mile for the Grizzly Cubs.
It's a long one. It's, let's see here. What we got? 8, so 20?
Well, I would say even 23, 24. Max Lancer is at the Shelbyville 40-yard line, and Shelbyville's kicker is at the end of his end zone.
This snap has to be good here.
Carzelis has to get a good snap here and has to get a kickoff quickly.
Step backwards.
It is a good Oh, and it is almost blocked. It's going to be a good kick. Lancer's going to catch it at the 38. He's got blockers. He's got an edge. He's going to take it for his second touchdown in 2 catches.
There is a flag on the play, though. It is up at about the 30-yard line where there would be some blocking, so you wonder if this potentially could be coming back. Yeah, it looks like it's coming back. Last time I said that, it was a touchdown, so what do I know?
Oh, sometimes we wonder if we should trust you there.
This time you should. He's walking it back. Ball will be spotted at the 40-yard line, which is where Lancer caught the initial punt, so the Grizzly Cubs will take over at the 40-yard line, 1st down and 10 with 5 minutes remaining here in the first half and a 42-6 lead.
You know, that doesn't seem to be a huge blow for the Grizzly Cubs as their offense has just been moving all night. You know, probably, if anything, it probably hurts Lancer the most as he scores that touchdown, turning around and seeing a flag 30 yards down the field can't be a good feeling. We're going to see if he can get that back here. They're going to hand it off to number 3, Will McLaughlin. Gets about a 3-yard gain for the Grizzly Cubs.
McLaughlin with his first carry of the night.
So they're going to spot it about a 2-yard rush from McLaughlin there. So that makes you wonder, is Jalen Ward's night done? If so, it will have been
an efficient night.
Yeah, about an 80-yard night for 2 touchdowns. They're going to throw it to number 83, Jake Beckert. He breaks 1 tackle, and he trucks a Shelbyville defender up close to the 1st down. They might give it to him. A good block by number 14, Carmelo Cameron.
Yeah, and the tackle made by Luke Brinkman, number 8, out there on the end. Nice job of wrapping him up and taking him down. Luke is just a freshman, so bright days ahead for him. Bring up 3rd down and short for Franklin. Here's McLaughlin again. He's got a hole up the middle, across the 20 down to about the 17-yard line. And that is good for a Franklin 1st down. Tackle on the play again there by Luke Brinkman, number 8, the freshman, but not before a Franklin 1st down. So the clock is moving, and the Grizzly Cubs are again too.
It's a great call, anticipating his bright future, and then another tackle.
Some people call me Nostradamus, like mainly me right now.
Oh, Reed has an awesome pocket. It looks like he's going to take a run. He's got a couple lead blockers. He's going to get about 10 yards out of it.
That was one of those. He's right next to John Shepard, and Shepard's kind of looking at him like, are you going to give me the ball or what? But he was rolling out to his left. Probably a good decision to just take it himself. You don't want to chance something there. You're at a weird angle. John's running. You don't know where to throw it to. He's kind of shielded himself. He's turned his body a little bit. So might as well just take it and get it inside the 10-yard line where we've got 2nd and short for Franklin.
So they're going to hand it off to Jalen Ward up the middle. It looks like he's going to be in for his 3rd touchdown of the night, a 9-yard rush, bringing him up to 81 yards and 3 touchdowns. We're going to have to look at our statistician up here, but I believe Ford is the single game record for touchdowns.
Let's get our research staff on that.
Okay, I believe our research staff has come back to us. It is 4 for a single game. We're going to show you a replay of that after this kick is up by Nick Woods. The kick is up.
Oh,
the kick is good. Almost blocked. I believe they might get
rough the kicker.
Oh, he
kind of dove at him.
He is coming off with looks as if a little bit of a limp there.
All right, let's take a look at this replay here, the Hubler Automotive Group replay. Jalen Ward just doing what he's done all night. Great line, great hole there by the offensive line, and he was able just to run right through. Got touched at about the 2-yard line, but they didn't have enough of an angle to get in there, and he walked right in. So 3:28 remaining, and the score is 49-6 Franklin.
You know, once again, Elijah Doobie as well as John Shepard are just – and that, honestly, that entire Sean Little-led offensive line is just really creating holes there.
You know, sometimes you just don't have anything to say.
And it looks like
really know.
after the potential roughing the kicker of Nick Woods, we're going to have kicker number 98, Jack Henderson, out to kick off. And it's a good kick. It looks like it's going to be caught about
there.
if it stays in, there's going to be problems. He gets it at the 1-yard line, and a great special teams tackle. Looks like it was 21 Bo Baker. And just an incredible kick by Jack Henderson.
Great hustle there by Bo Baker, too. He sees the opportunity. And
we're going to watch the replay here. Great kick. Leaves it at the 1-yard line. And there's Bo just hustling down there.
And if you could see it, he was starting to run. Pickett was starting to run in the opposite direction of where Bo was coming from. Bo had to make sure just a great form tackle on that one, too. Just really good football we're seeing all around from the Grizzly Cubs.
He shuffled his feet. So looks like quarterback Colt Atkins is going to be starting in his own end zone here. They're going to be handing the football off. Oh, if that's not that is forward progress. It's not going to be a safety for your Grizzly Cubs. But it is going to be a loss of about 3.
Tyler Fuqua in on the tackle on that one. Give it a loss of 1 is what they're going to end up calling it.
Yep, and that's Fuqua's first tackle for loss of the night to go along with his pick 6.
Nice little night.
Yep. Oh, looks like there's going to be a false start at the top part of your screen. The receiver started a little bit early. You're not allowed to do that. You know, Brian, besides the big play in the corner for about 25 yards passing for the Golden Bears, and Cale Lux's run early in the first quarter, besides that, they've just been held to very little by a great Grizzly Cub defense. Looks like we're bringing pressure. He is going to be able to get out of the end zone and get about 2 yards. I believe that was Pickett again.
Yeah, Pickett the ball carrier on that one.
Fuqua
in on the tackle.
His second of the drive. You know, Pickett and Lux have both just been going tonight.
Yeah, Franklin's just been able to establish both of the trenches. The offensive line, obviously, with Jalen Ward kind of doing what he wants, they've been able to establish that. And then the defensive line, Franklin's been able to get great penetration there up front and stop Shelbyville from running the ball at all, which is obviously what they want to do. And now we've got another 3rd and long situation where it's third down and 8, it looks like, and Shelbyville's going to call a timeout.
And last week with Skylar Pickett having 98 yards and a touchdown for the Golden Bears, and last week they had over 150 rushing yards as a team. I believe the Grizzly Cubs, minus the one about 25-yard gain, they have held them in check, probably less than about 20 yards total. Which we just have a great interior defensive line led by Harris Eason, Trent O'Leary, Caleb Jesse, and others to mention, as well as our linebackers just going up. And then even safety Fuqua and Reinhold have both just made a couple tackles for loss.
Yeah, you've gotten contribution from everyone here. And, I mean, you know, you've got seniors. You've got number 21. You've got Bo Baker, who's a sophomore. It's just been a great job. Great work all night. Good just preparation. Frankly, Shelbyville came out. They moved the ball a couple times on the opening drive, and then there was the pick 6, and that kind of stunted all momentum that they had from there. And then Franklin stopped, Shelbyville scored, but then Franklin took it right down the field 80 yards in a matter of 30 seconds. So 3rd down here. He's trying to get to the corner, and he is not going to do it. It's going to be stopped a little bit short of the 10-yard line. So a short gain on the play, and that's going to bring up 4th down, and we're going to call it 7.
So the Grizzly Cubs, it looks like as of right now, are going to be able to hold them to probably another punt out of the back of their own end zone. With 1:20 to go in the quarter, you think maybe the Grizzly Cubs will be calling a timeout here, but I would not be surprised if they go into the
I wouldn't think they would. I mean, you're up 49-6 with a minute left in the first half. I think, Coach Call isn't kind of the guy who's going to do something like that. You understand the situation where Shelbyville and you are right now, and it's kind of one of those nights where you don't want to rub anything in because you never one you want to be a decent human being.
You want to be a sportsman, correct.
And 2, you never know what the future is going to hold. You don't know if in 3 years from now or next year something like this is going to go in reverse. And if it does, you want them to remember that. You don't want them to say, oh, yeah, this is the guy that called a timeout when we were down 49-6 in the first half. So we are not going to take out our first team offense until the end of this game. So it's something that they'll probably, I can only imagine that Shelbyville will punt here and Franklin will take a couple knees and we'll call it a half.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what we do on the punt and offensively here. I believe we will take a knee. And then looking forward to the second half, my thought process is early in the season, do we keep our starters out there or do we keep some out or do we just go full second unit coming out in the second half? So it'll be interesting to see what Coach Call does there.
Well, you also have to remember, I think there's a JV game tomorrow too. So that with the quarters and the way that works, you're going to have to be pretty good about breaking those up. And I would assume that Franklin would come out, have their first team offense, at least the first couple drives. I mean, you've still got to get those reps. It's such a hard situation to be in. Normally, they would probably take them out early in the second half, but you've got to get your reps in, especially with a new quarterback and everything. You've got to get those reps in.
So Harris Houston almost blocked the kick. He did a good job of not roughing the punter. Looks like Lancer's going to have a chance to return it. He's got some good downfield blocking. Oh, my gosh, he did it again. He's going to score on the right corner. Just like it, and no flags. We're going back in time, except this time there's not a hold.
No, there's not. Get in your DeLorean. We're going back in time.
Max Lancer with almost an exact replica of his first one, 40-yard punt return touchdown.
I mean, it's, Franklin's done a great job all around. Just their blocking has been fantastic, and they've been able to hold their blocks without holding Shelbyville, which is always a hard thing to do. And they have just been able to establish their dominance kind of wherever they've gone.
Number 99, Nick Woods, looks like he's going to be all right. Goes out there and gets another good kick out.
So let's take a look here at this replay on the Hubler Automotive Group replay board.
Catches it at the 41, gets some good downfield blocking. Number 17, number 18, number 53, number 40. I'll just say the entire team was blocking.
And, it's you look at that and you see out there two different teams and two different places in this game. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's kind of what it is. If you look at everyone out there, you see
two different programs.
You see Shelbyville kind of seeing what's going on in this game, and I don't blame them. You're getting beat pretty bad, and there's some of the kids who are like, well, he's already passed me. I mean, that you can just kind of see the effort. You're not going to make that extra
hustle you would in the first quarter.
And you can just see the effort and the lack thereof, and that's nothing against them. I mean, I completely understand it, but that's a lot of that play. I think was Franklin continuing to hustle, Franklin continuing to go after it, and so. It's something you love to see, though, from Franklin when you're up that much, still giving an effort. Big kickoff here. Pickett takes it up across the 35-yard line where he's taken down we'll call it the 30, looks like the 35. They're going to keep it at the 35-yard line. Tackle on the play by number 30 in there on the tackle, Titus Phillips. And Shelbyville will take over at the 35-yard line. You got to wonder. I'm assuming they'll probably run some plays here. I don't see why you wouldn't try to.
You know, with how they've done putting the ball in the air, I would not foresee them putting the ball in the air. But no timeouts. I don't see them kneeling it. There's no point to kneel it. So if I were them, I would give, Pickett, maybe even Lux, a couple chances here to get a couple runs on. Looks like they got 3 men in the backfield. It looks like it is Lux and Pickett. So they have their option as to who they want to hand the ball off to. Looks like they go to there's a fumble. It is recovered by number 46 of the Grizzly Cubs, Greg Houston.
Senior Greg Houston out there, or junior Greg Houston. Sister was the cheerleader who got on.
That's gonna be a fun night for the parents.
Watch
as you
this.
see on this, it's number 4.
Boy, he stripped it and he got this the recovery. So
number 4
he just
Jet Coles
went in there, got his hand in it, and so we'll see what the Grizzly Cubs do here. It looks like
Looks like Reed is going to be kneeing the ball.
Taking the knee.
Jalen might as well just start walking to the locker room. He's already close enough. They're going to take a knee in it. Both teams being good sportsmen. No extracurricular there.
They got one more, I think.
I believe the refs are just going to send them to the locker room near the 40-second. 40-second.
Might as well, yeah.
So as we go into halftime, your Grizzly Cubs have a 56-6 lead. The run game has just been dominant. Jalen Ward has 3 touchdowns. Reed has 1 on the ground, 1 in the air. And Max Lancer has a receiving touchdown as well as what would have been 2 punt return touchdowns had it not been called back. As of right now, 1 punt return touchdown. And for your halftime show, we are going to be having the band in just a couple minutes.
Yeah, it's good to see the marching band out here. I mean, they've got their season has kind of been, canceled. Their competition season has been canceled, and so they still get to come out here and perform. And for the seniors, obviously, it's probably a little bittersweet. They'll have their senior night next week. And we'll have that for you. But for the seniors, it's got to be a little bit bittersweet. But for the underclassmen, they can still practice and get things ready for the future for them. As we know, they are a successful marching band, and the work that they put in, I mean, it's fantastic to see them get their chance with the color guard and the marching band itself.
Yep, Director Jason Hammond Wood is just he knows what he's doing. He's a very good band director.
Yeah, him and Tim Kosh and. I like seeing that. I like seeing the fact that they can come out here and still work and do things and just be able to perform and show off their talent, showcase their talent. That the fine arts here at Franklin Community High School is just a wonderful program with the band, with the choir, the plays that they put on every year, and it's just a testament to all the kids here, the hard work that they put on. The hard work that they put in and the extra hours, and to see these kids be able to perform here still for some people and practice their skills is a very good thing.
So over the PA system, he's just letting us know that this is our Franklin color guard and I believe our marching band as well. I might be wrong about the color guard. I don't know if this is the color guard.
I think that's the color guard over there.
Looks like the color guard is setting up to perform maybe same time.
They perform with. Have you never seen a marching band perform?
Not been to many competitions.
They perform with them. So the color guard will come in behind, and there will be a kaleidoscope of colors and flags, and it's going to be.
I am being verbally berated in the booth, ladies and gentlemen.
Sorry, I enjoy music.
Mom, brace yourself. I'm moved to New York City. Look for my name in the neon lights of Broadway. I will not miss this chance. Because as they say, things move fast in a New York minute.
Welcome back to Franklin Community High School, where we are at halftime getting ready to start the second half of this Friday night home opener / senior night, where Franklin Community is leading Shelbyville 56-6. Shelbyville is coming out. Franklin is starting to come out. But before they come out and we start this second half broadcast, we would like to shout out a big thank you to our 2020 Grizz Club sponsors. We could not back the blue without you. We've got state champ sponsor Lancer and BB Architects. We've got a Victory Club sponsor, your friendly Franklin Meyer. The Winners Circle sponsors Edward Jones Financial Advisor Chris Beckert, Hillview Country Club, TC Electric, WR Johnson Excavating. Our touchdown sponsors, which they are getting a lot of bang for their buck tonight from the Grizzly Cubs.
They are, yes.
Bailey and Wood Mortgage Lender, Blex Body Shop, Brady Laurie Attorney, Catalyst Consulting, Cedar Lane Family Dentistry, Crane Credit Union, DeArmond Financial Group, First National Bank, Franklin Dermatology, Franklin Muffler and Brake, Honey Creek Napa Auto Parts, Indy Roll-Offs, Jefferson Street Barber Shop, Joco CrossFit, Johnson County REMC, Jones and Anderson CPA, Lock Trucking, Mayor Steve Barnett, Schultz, Pogue, and Pinnock Law Office, Shelby Materials, Shrink Masters, Smith Real Estate, and last but certainly not least, Votoranium. I even wrote this. Votoranum Cementos Prairie Materials.
Yeah.
Great sponsors, and we thank them all. We could not have done it without you. We could not back the blue without you. So thank you for all of our sponsors, our state champ sponsors, our Victory Club sponsors, Winners Circle sponsors, touchdown sponsors. And if you are interested in becoming a sponsor, then make sure you get in contact with the Franklin Community High School Athletic Department, and they will put you in contact with the Grizz Club, and you can support all of the great things that the Franklin football team is doing as they look to expand on this 56-6 halftime lead. What are we looking for here in the second half, Thomas?
Well, I think before we go to the second half, we need to do a little recap of the first half. Obviously, it's 56-6. We're not going to sugarcoat that. It's a blowout right now. But for the Grizzly Cubs, 250 first half yards. I believe over 100 on the ground, and then 90 via kick returns from a John Shepard return, and then a Max Lancer punt return for a touchdown. Jalen Ward had a huge first half with, I believe, 81 yards and 3 touchdowns. Yes, 3 touchdowns. And then Reed Roberts, once again, one in the air, one on the ground. Looks like he has about 130 all-purpose yards. And then you can't forget about the defense. Brody Reinhold and Tyler Fuqua, each with a pick 6 for the Grizzly Cubs. Not to mention Max Lancer's punt return and receiving touchdown for the Grizzly Cubs.
Yeah, that is a great kind of recap of the first half. It was just a little bit of everything for Franklin. Offensive touchdown, defensive touchdown, special teams touchdown, just pretty much whatever you kind of want from that. And Coach Call has got to be looking at that, pretty happy with the effort that his team has put forth so far, and probably be a little bit more upbeat in Coach's corner.
That was exactly what I was hoping for. I was hoping you'd mention that. Like Mr. Powers said, every Tuesday and every Friday, me and Mr. Powers do our own very own Hubler Automotive Group Coach's Corner. It's posted on YouTube. If you want to follow the...
Is it both Tuesday and Friday? We didn't do it today.
Well, no, they're released on Tuesday and Friday.
Okay.
But if you want to follow FCTV on Twitter, you will be able to see those right as the links are dropped by our very own Mr. Kevin Hankins.
So as we start the second half on the Hubler Automotive Group telecast,
another good kick by Henderson. Looks like Shelbyville's got it down to about the he's got a big return from the 10 to about the 35, about a 25-yard return there.
Tackle on the play made by Connor Petty as he gets him from behind, Pickett from behind. So Shelbyville will take over at the 35-yard line, and it will be first down. Let's see what they can do here in the second half. I mean, you come in, I think at this point you kind of realize that the game is a little bit out of hand, obviously, but you want to keep playing. You want to see what you've got. If you're Coach Clevenger, you want to see what you can do. And so you throw your guys out there, you see what kind of fight they have, and maybe you just say, hey, let's just try and win this quarter.
And like we talked about at the end of the first half, there's a reverse play for the Golden Bears, and it is going to be taken down very quickly. Number 31, Connor Seat, outside linebacker, with a big tackle for loss. His second tackle of the game.
Aiden Tong, the ball carrier on that one, came around, and
he was not set up well.
Yeah, Franklin was in the backfield before the play had kind of developed, and they were ready for that one.
And like we talked about before that play, the Grizzly Cubs looks like they have just about every single one of their defensive starters back out there for another drive. It looks like it's hand up the middle to Pickett. Looks like Harris Eason was the first Grizzly Cub, as well as I believe Caleb Jesse was joining him there for the tackle.
Yeah, and it looks like on the sideline, Jalen Ward has his helmet on. So I would assume that they would come out, that they would play them for – I don't know if they would play them the whole third quarter, but like we talked about, you've got to get your reps in. I mean, it's rough. It's a bad situation to be in it's a good situation because you're up 56-6,
yeah.
But you've got to get your reps in.
Oh, great tackle by Harris Eason. A loss of at least 7 yards for his 7th tackle, and actually the first of loss for the game. And something to think about that is probably running through Coach Call's mind is we are in a – as we go to replay, we see the handoff go to number 20 Pickett, and Harris Eason just blows by his man. But as I was saying before we went to replay, this is a running clock second half because of a lead of more than, I believe, 20 points.
35
points. I apologize. We are up by 50, so – it's almost blocked. Looks like Lancer's going to fair catch it at the Grizzly Cubs 46. So the Grizzly Cubs are going to take advantage of the field position just behind midfield. And we're going to come out with, looks like, our entire starting offense. We got a couple subs for Coach Little's offensive line, but other than that, it looks like just about all of our starters. And there's something to think about with
Jalen Ward's on the side. There he is.
There you go.
Yeah, I didn't see him walking out there. He did have his helmet on earlier, so you wonder if he may be done for the night. I mean, he is an experienced running back. He knows kind of what it's like, and the offensive line was together last year for a good portion of it. So
looks like a handoff to maybe Will McLaughlin. Yep, Will McLaughlin.
On the ball carrier.
Which makes it his they give him about a gain of 7. That's about his 20th yard of the game on 3 carries. But, something I was thinking about with Coach Little's offensive line as I was asking him a couple questions yesterday. They are very, very deep this year. They're between 7 and 8 people deep.
Yeah.
So I think our offensive line is definitely going to be a strength for us this year.
And if you've got an offensive line, you've got a running back like
Handoff to
Jalen
McLaughlin
Ward.
again. It looks like it's going to be hold. Oh, McLaughlin gets about 20 yards, but I believe it's going to be a hold in the backfield. It is a hold on the Grizzly Cubs. It's going to be coming back, which is going to create, I believe, about a 2nd and 12.
Yeah, it looks
which negates a big, about a 20-yard gain from McLaughlin, which would have been about the same as he's had all game. So that would have been a big run for him.
And this is the time when your coach call, you want to see the team just remain fresh, remain just and remain sharp.
Yes.
You don't want them to hold. You don't want them to start getting lazy. You don't want them to do that. You don't want them to put themselves in situations where they may get hurt or anything like that. You want to make sure that they stay sharp.
Handoff up the middle to Will McLaughlin. He gets just about a yard short of the line of scrimmage. And as we were talking about earlier, it looks like Jalen Ward is probably done for the game. So we'll probably see a featuring of Will McLaughlin as well as some other potential running backs for the Grizzly Cubs. Maybe Titus Phillips get us a couple reps for the Grizzly Cubs. Handoff once again to McLaughlin off the edge. Oh, he breaks one tackle, but oh, he's still going. Wow, he broke about 3 tackles there. Takes a huge shot from number 57 of Shelbyville, Bryce Shelton. In 6'2", 225 up to McLaughlin's 5'9", 192. It's not a good matchup there, but
He's solid on that hit. That was a big hit, but he hopped right back up.
he
McLaughlin.
did. He was
He's
he had a good drive.
tough guy. So 4th down and 10. Franklin will punt.
And this is this the Grizzly Cubs' first punt of the game?
Yeah.
I believe so. It's a high arcing kick. Oh, it's dropped. Oh, the ball's definitely on the ground. McCann might have it. Nope. Shelbyville gets it back. Good hustle by McCann
Cade
to get
Oliver
down
with
there.
the punt.
It's like we got some fans very excited about that.
Got about a 34-yard, 35-yard punt. Shelbyville will take over at the 26-yard line. First down.
I like that.
I like the enthusiasm.
Yeah.
First down.
So we still have some starters out there. I see Bo Baker and Brody Reinhold. It's cool to have 2 safeties out there who are cousins, actually. You know, a record-breaking interception tonight for Brody. And then we still got some corners out there who are starters. So
Yeah, you still, you want them, especially with your corners and your safety, your linebackers, your defensive line. They've gotten a lot of work today. There's been a lot of running. They've gotten a lot of work, but your safeties, your corners, they haven't gotten as much work. So you want to keep them in there just so they can keep getting their reps as well.
looks like about a 7-yard gain from maybe Pickett.
Tackle on the play by number 31, which is Connor Seat.
That is his 3rd of the game to go along with 1 for loss. Looks like number 21, Bo Baker, is going to be coming out. Looks like he was replaced with maybe number 17, Noah McCann. Looks like Grizzly Cubs might be bringing some pressure here. Looks like a handoff off the left side. Tyler Fuqua, Noah McCann, as well as number 77, Ethan Buning in there to make the stop. A couple Grizzly Cubs in there. So that would be McCann's 3rd of the game and Fuqua's 4th to go along with the tackle for loss and a pick 6.
It's a nice game.
Mm-hmm. You know, interestingly enough, from Shelbyville, you know, I think they've kind of come to the conclusion this game's probably out of reach. They'd need a miracle, but very little sense of urgency from the Golden Bears. And they're going to put the ball in the air. One of the first completed passes. Number 9, Jacob King, with his first tackle of the game, gets a little revenge for the
touchdown.
reception
Yeah,
earlier.
that was Tong earlier in the game on their second drive, but it is going to be 4th down and 4. I think
King makes a good tackle to
Shelbyville,
cause it.
you don't want to. I mean, you may not have a sense of urgency because it's like we talked about. They want a certain game situation. This is not if they get up and they just start hurrying, hustling. They're going to give up. They're going to give up plays. They're going to give Franklin the opportunity to have the ball back, and you don't want to do that. You want to run as much clock as you can.
Yeah, agreed. So 3:10 to go. Shelbyville is going to kick it all, or I apologize, punt it. And that might be his best punt of the night.
It's a nice bounce.
Max Lancer catches at the 28-yard line. He makes a couple juke moves. He's going up the sideline. He is still on his feet. I believe the Golden Bears had assumed he might have stepped out of bounds, but that is about a 30-yard return to go with a 40-yard. He's got 70 yards punt returning and touchdown.
He was kind of tricky on that one. He looked like the way he was running, it seemed like he was always going to step out of bounds or he was not totally going up the sideline at full speed. So
he's got a lot of trickery in his game.
A little trickeration.
Yeah. You know, the old fake, like you go out of bounds and then continue running.
Is that a Thomas Crow special?
It is, yes. The Thomas Crow Madden special, for that matter.
2:18 remaining in the third quarter. Franklin 56, Shelbyville 6. There's
and
a
it looks
flag
like we
on the
have a
play.
new quarterback out there for the Grizzly Cubs. Junior, number 15, Noah DeArmond. Sophomore, I apologize. Sophomore Noah DeArmond, as well as junior running back number 30, Titus Phillips. Got number let's see, number 78 is Jake Trueblood for the Grizzly Cubs. He's been a quality starter on the offensive line for the Grizzly Cubs so far. He is a big human being at 6'4", 275.
He gave me some of our sheets today.
Oh,
you are a big dude.
He's a great guy. Really, I mean, did us a great service on getting us these spreadsheets to help us keep these stats for you guys tonight. He's a jack of all trades, or maybe even a Jake of all trades, if you will. Hand off to number 30, Titus Phillips. He spins off to the right side. He breaks the tackle, gets a truck in, gains about a yard or two for the Grizzly Cubs. Interestingly for Titus, last year he scored his first varsity touchdown against Shelbyville in our 69-0 victory over the Golden Bears last year.
Nice.
Hand off to Phillips up the middle. He breaks the tackle. He's going to go off to the left. Oh, he cuts back in the inside. He was down. The ground caused the fumble. That was an interesting move, cutting back to the inside. Obviously, he's the ball carrier. What do I know? But it looked like that left side had a little bit of room to it.
Yeah. Well, he did a nice job of just keep grinding
Putting
his legs.
head down.
Keep grinding his legs. Keep moving his legs.
Pounding the legs.
Moving them, keeping them in motion.
Whatever it
so
takes
it's
to
hard
keep the
tackle.
legs
Yeah.
going.
It's going to bring up 4th down and 3, I think, for Franklin. And it's going to be
Run
the
out the
end
clock.
of the 3rd quarter.
Your Grizzly Cubs have a 56-6 lead, just as it was at halftime. You know, Brian, with it being about a 45-yard kick, it's 4th and 3. Do you think we try the kick? Do you think we give Nick Woods a chance to, he's been going all night. He's been a trooper all night. Do you think we give him an opportunity? Let's see. The 34, it'd be about a 50-yard kick. You think we give him the opportunity, or do you think we just pound it with Titus Phillips again?
I can't. Wouldn't you? Yeah, it looks like they're going for it. So.
Yep, bringing the offense back out. Number 1, Carson Hunter with the great block earlier in the game. We got number 55, I apologize, Probnor Gill, younger brother of former All-County player Sukraj Singh. Defensive tackle for the Grizzly Cubs last year.
I believe he's here tonight, correct?
I believe so, as well as our all-county linebacker snub, Noah Crow, my younger brother.
All right, as we start the 4th quarter here.
Looks like we got DeArmond and Phillips back out there. They're going to bring some pressure. And Phillips keeps the legs churning. That's going to be
get a first
more
down.
than enough for a first down for the Grizzly Cubs.
Tackle on the play by number 57, Bryce Shelton. So it will be first down for Franklin. Ball will be spotted at about the 29-yard line.
It looks like we have mostly completely new offensive line out there. Phillips gets another carry. He bursts up for about 10 there. Our down marker, Mr. John Crow, looks like he's going to make it 2nd down.
The best chain crew in the state, right?
Featuring Tim Hale, Ben Bauman, John Crow. Just three of the best in the state.
Best in the state. So going to be 2nd down here for Franklin. Let's see what they've got.
Looks like they got 3 receivers to the right side. They might be putting the ball in the air. Nope, back to Phillips, up the middle. Oh, he spins off a tackle, almost spins off another in our offensive line. Number 57 with the pancake. Number 57 is Grant Jones, a junior. We got number 64 out there, Reese Byerly, younger brother of All-State quarterback Drew Byerly. Number 89 is a receiver for us, or looks like 85 maybe? Yep.
Tanner Kernan.
Nope, it's 89, but we don't have an 89 on the roster. Uncomfortable. It's a handoff. Oh, it looks like DeArmond
Quarterback
keeps him
keeper,
himself.
DeArmond.
Can he get a block? He does get a block. Can he get to the edge? He does. And he takes a big hit going out of bounds. Gains about 5 yards for the Grizzly Cubs.
Kale Lux there with the hit taking him out of bounds. There is an injury on the play. This looks to be cramp the way they're kind of stretching him out.
And it looks like we have figured out who number 89 it is. Senior Will Bullock, who's getting his first varsity minutes for the Grizzly Cubs on senior night.
It looks like we've got a cramp over there.
Yep.
As
Hot night.
I think the coach was over there right away kind of stretching him out.
We got number 54 Danny Mudd in the game, as well as number 63 Riley Scruggs, 65 Wyatt Fulkerson, Byerly number 64 on the left, Grant Jones 57, number 3 McLaughlin, number 1 Carson Hunter, 15 is Noah DeArmond, number 26 is Miles Nicholson, 86 is Kai Pertobal, number 84 is receiver Chase Stanger. Looks like pretty solid second unit out there.
Yeah, it's always good to get a group. You've got a group like this, and you want to get them some reps as well. Your second unit, you want to get them out there because not only if something happens to a member of your team right now, but you want to look for next year in the future when they're going to get some action going and they're going to be playing.
So it looks like we're down to about the 10-yard line. Senior running back Will McLaughlin in the game. Handoff goes to him to the right side. He gets about a 6-yard gain. About a 7 up to the 3. Be cool for him to get his first ever varsity touchdown. We got number 55 coming in, Probnor Gill. Number 30, Titus Phillips again. And out comes number 65, Hustlin, Wyatt Fulkerson. Number 3, Will McLaughlin. For being the second running back, he had a good probably 50 yards on senior night. Handoff is off to Phillips to the right. And Shelbyville's defensive line, which I believe is still their first unit, is getting some stops.
Yeah, you'd like to see that from Shelbyville. They're just showing some toughness here. They don't want Franklin to score on them. They don't want to give up another touchdown, and they're doing a nice job here. First down and goal now for the Grizzly Cubs inside the 5-yard line.
Oh, DeArmond keeps it himself. It looks like he did not get the edge. He looked like he was going to dive for that, but he wasn't able to.
Yeah, Luke Brinkman, freshman, makes the hit on the outside there, so it's going to be a short gain, if anything.
Looks like Pertobal, number 86, was able to keep his block for as long as he could.
Mm-hmm.
It was a long, slow developing play. So they're going to be at about the 2-yard line. Handoff to Phillips up the middle. He spins off one. Somebody lost a helmet. Number 55. And the Grizzly Cubs have not gotten in yet.
Yep. So it's going to be third down and goal from the 2. And you'd be interested to see what Franklin would do if they do not score here. You would think that they would potentially look at a field goal.
I would like that idea. See, get your field goal unit out there. Get something long. I mean, actually, this is about a PAT.
Yeah.
It's probably going to be a handoff to Phillips. It is. And he's going to get it in the end zone for a touchdown. Number 30, Titus Phillips. A great block by number 64, Reese Byerly.
Yeah, I think that, on that one you just saw what Franklin has been able to do all night, establish dominance at the line of scrimmage, and they were just finally able to open up a hole for Titus off the left side of the line there, and he had a nice hole to get his way into pay dirt. So the extra point attempt is going to be by Nick Woods, going to go for his ninth PAT.
Trying to keep it perfect on the night. Maybe an offsides, false start. Good. Okay, I'm kind of glad it's a false start because it gives Nick Woods a chance to See if if he can make a little bit longer. Granted, it's only 5 yards, but see if he can make a little bit longer of a kick for the Grizzly Cubs. Holder, I believe number 83, Jake Beckert. Not sure who the long snapper is. Shelbyville almost blocks it, but he could have made that from about 10 more. Good kick by Nick Woods. I think that probably gives Coach Call a good little bit of we're going to see the replay here of Titus Phillips getting the handoff. Just great block by number 64, Reese Byerly, and Titus Phillips rumbles into the end zone for his first varsity touchdown of the season.
That's second of his career,
Second
right?
of his career, and I believe, I'm not sure if there were other ones involved, but, Titus is a good athlete. With Jalen leaving next year and Will leaving, I think Titus is going to have a good future at that halfback position for the Grizzly Cubs come this year and next year.
Yeah, we're seeing kind of the future of Franklin High School football out on the field right now on display, and they're playing against Shelbyville, who's got a lot of their varsity still out there. So it's a good practice for them. And then tomorrow they'll play at Shelbyville against Shelbyville's junior varsity and the freshman team will be here. They will be playing against.
I would think.
It's Lafayette.
Oh,
Lafayette team. Yes, I should know that because I am actually doing the
play-by-play.
No, the
PA.
PA. Yes.
Please attend the freshman game tomorrow. Your own Brian Powers will be doing the PA. And as I'm talking, what a tackle. Phillips scores the touchdown, and he comes back on the other end and throws a guy around.
You gotta like the enthusiasm, but I think Coach Call is going to tell him, "Hey, let's rein that in a little bit. We don't want. That's not what we want to do right now.
We're not trying to hurt anybody." But I don't think he's ever going to have any problems just with a player going down and being aggressive. A lot better than a player not being aggressive,
5:13 remaining in this ball game, and Franklin has it under wraps. We're just going to see how Shelbyville can end it out here, and if they can get a drive together. You'd like to see them get a drive together.
They're going to pass the ball. Oh, pump fakes. Number 52 was putting some pressure on him. Oh, almost intercepted by number 46, Greg Houston. Would have been his second takeaway of the day.
Yeah, he would have had a forced fumble, a fumble recovery, and an interception.
And had he intercepted that ball, it might have been a touchdown for Greg Houston.
So they've got in their quarterback someone new, Eli Chapello. He is a freshman quarterback.
Ooh, that's got to be some pressure for that kid. Clapping the hands together. Good handoff. I believe that's Pickett.
There's
Pickett.
Yep,
yeah, that's Pickett. He's probably up over about 50 yards for the game, but he's also got about probably 15 carries.
You think he's only carried 15 times?
Probably more.
Probably.
We're thinking closer to 50 up here in the booth.
Let's get our stats crew on that. Pickett with another ball carrier, or with another carry on that play. Tackle on the play by number 44, Jesse Piatowski.
I don't think that's right. I believe it is Piatsquit. It's not Piowski.
Yeah, that is not. There is no ski.
There's no SKI at the
I'm
end.
sorry, Jesse. I remember last year when I had to do the PA in the football games. I always messed that one up too. I'm sorry, Jesse. Jesse Piatskowit.
Mr. Powers, I have a question for you. With our Coach's Corner Hour, recorded every Tuesday and posted Tuesdays and Fridays, you ever thought about doing your own Counselor's Corner? As number 17, Noah McCann makes a questionable play running for that ball. Looks like he never ended up touching it. Had a little bit of excitement.
The Shelbyville guy, it touched Shelbyville, so it's automatically down right there. But, yeah, if you're Noah, you don't want to touch that in that situation. You let that ball go, and you get as far away from it as you can.
Yep. I believe we called that
keep away.
Something like that. We had a name for it, but I do not remember. What? Roger. Roger that.
Roger.
Mr. Hankins.
63-6, 2:21 remaining in this ball game. Fast-moving second half.
Well, you know, with the 35-point running clock, you'd expect it to go fast. I mean, we're thinking we're going to get out of here probably around 9-ish, depending on the stoppages.
Once again, we'd like to thank all of our Grizz Club sponsors, our state champ sponsor, Lancer and BB Architects, our Victory Club sponsor, the friendly Franklin Meyer. I went there yesterday. They are indeed friendly. I was just walking by myself, and someone came up to me and said, "Do you need some help finding something?"
Well, I believe
I did not.
I believe they also fill up our concession stand for us.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, everybody here appreciates that.
Absolutely. Our Winners Club sponsors, Edward Jones Financial Advisor Chris Beckert, Hillview Country Club, TC Electric, and W.R. Johnson Excavating. And all of our touchdown sponsors, we thank you all for your support of the Grizz Club. We could not back the blue without you.
If that's not a catchphrase, I don't know
We
what
could
it
not
is.
back. We couldn't back the blue without. We need a jingle for that.
Couldn't back the blue.
Without you.
Oh, that's nice. Hand off to number 30, Titus Phillips. He gets about a yard or so. Actually might have lost about a half a yard or so. Looks like Shelbyville still probably has most of their primary players out there. We're winding down about 1:40 to go in the second half in the game. We're loving it here in the booth. 63-6, Grizzly Cubs.
All right, so looking ahead here to next week, we've got Perry Meridian coming in.
Yep.
Grizzly Cubs are going to be looking to build on this momentum. What are you going to be looking for from Franklin next week?
Consistency.
Mm-hmm.
I think, I think with Jalen, he had an easy night tonight. Granted, looking at the stat sheet, you think, wow, he had a good night. Well, he did have a good night. But he worked hard. But it's going to be tougher against Perry Meridian last week. Coming off a win like this, it's going to be hard to keep your mindset straight.
Right.
So we're going to talk to Coach Call about that in the Coach's Corner as to how he's going to be keeping his players' mindset straight on the opponent next week. We did beat Perry Meridian last year, but they still have a good team.
Mm-hmm.
Tune into Coach's Corner on Friday to see we're going to do some research on them, and we're going to let you know how we think it's going to go, and we're going to get some word from our favorite coach in Franklin, and favorite head coach. We don't want to
Favorite head football coach
of the Franklin Grizzly Cubs.
Yes.
Yeah.
We don't want to say favorite coach, favorite head coach, or anything like that.
That was a real quality tackle there. Not really sure what the celebrating's for. But
yeah, I think next week with Franklin, you just want to see Franklin kind of come out and do a lot of the same things. You want to see them come out.
Now here's an
timeout,
interesting.
Shelbyville?
Wow, Shelbyville has decided to take a timeout on. I believe Franklin has a 2nd and 10.
I think it's.
Oh, is it Shelbyville ball? Shelbyville ball. Okay. Makes a little bit more sense now. I was confused as to why they were calling a timeout for us.
Might as well try one more play.
I think I could see a Hail Mary happening here. You're not going to call a timeout for a 3-yard rush. I see them throwing the ball as far as they possibly can.
Yeah, they could. I mean, just see if you can get something at the end of the game and work yourself into next week. But
work into double digits,
I think for Franklin, just want to see this continue. See what you had here continue.
Yep.
See the offensive line continue to dominate the way they did. The defensive line come in. They looked good, and you just want to help them out, or you just hope they stay the same, and you just hope they play the same next week. You hope to see Reed Roberts building upon a good performance here. And after getting 3 weeks under his belt, or 2 weeks under his belt, his third start.
Going into week 3,
just start to see things come around. You want to see Jalen Ward continue the way he was playing. and the defensive line with Harris Eason and those players. The defensive secondary, I mean, it's just such a great effort here, something that you just really like to see. And
for
and
our
you just want
offense
to,
going for the first half, offensively, it almost looked effortless.
Yeah.
I mean, nothing's going to be easy. Jalen's always going to run his butt off, and our offensive line and receivers as well did great blocking for him. As we said earlier, Shelbyville is going to put the ball in the air. It's going to be a deep one. It's going to be caught. Wow.
Oh.
And I believe Shelbyville will call a timeout.
They didn't stop the clock.
They have called a time. What a catch by number, is that 46? 46, Aiden Tong. Senior Aiden Tong has been a bright spot for the Golden Bears today.
Yeah, he's had a couple receptions. He had a nice tackle earlier as well. He did on that reception that led to their touchdown on their opening drive or on their second drive.
Mm-hmm.
He came back to the ball, made a nice adjustment. So
And a great Hail Mary catch.
Yeah.
As well as an excellent pass from the freshman quarterback, Eli Chapello.
yeah, he moved up in the pocket,
Stepped
did
up
a
in the
nice
pocket.
job.
Yeah, I mean, he probably threw that ball about 30 yards. Gave Tong a chance, and he did well with it.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta give your receivers a chance. You got to give them a chance to go get it, and that's what he did. And all you can ask for is to put your receivers in a position. And granted, he was surrounded by 3 or 4 people, but
Yes.
he went up and made the play, and he
made
held
the
on
aggressive
as he was
catch.
coming down to the ground. And that's not always that's definitely not an easy catch to make. So
You
we'll
would
see what they
think
do.
You're going to think this is going to be the last play for your Grizzly Cubs. They're going to throw it to the end zone. He's going to roll out. He might run it himself. There's going to be a holding, so whatever happens here is not going to matter. There is a holding, but that is the end of the game for your Grizzly Cubs. And
so on the Hubler Automotive Group scoreboard, the final here from Franklin Community High School is your Franklin Community High School Grizzlies 63, the Shelbyville Golden Bears 6.
And as you see the teams not really, I mean, they're 5 yards apart. They're kind of giving the air high fives, doing the COVID mandates as well. I think probably a lot of respect between these two teams. It didn't get chippy tonight. It was a very fair, very well played, game from both teams, or as it was called in the coach's corner, a fair match.
Is this what it is now?
Yeah, they kind of give air high fives, as opposed to the walk down the 50 shake hands. We've got some of our players. So we're going to do a quick recap, and we're going to send you guys on your way. So,
give us some stats.
Well, I apologize. I didn't keep second half stats.
That's okay.
But
give us some first half stats. Give us a feel for the game. The first half is kind of where it was.
Some notable players from the first half. We got Reed Roberts with 2 touchdowns, probably about 150 all-purpose yards.
Mm-hmm.
Jalen Ward with another 3 touchdowns with about 80 yards. And then Max Lancer had a receiving touchdown and about 70 yards returning punts. Very good. And then looks like that was just about everybody who scored.
The defense looked, defensively we had 2 pick sixes.
Yeah, Brody Reinhold with a record-breaking pick 6. Tyler Fuqua with another pick 6. To go along with 5 tackles, 1 for loss. Our defensive line has been very spread out. Easton had 7 tackles, 1 for loss. Wagner had 5 tackles with 2 for loss. O'Leary and Jesse each had 3 tackles, 1 for loss. Our linebackers, Noah McCann and Manny Danzo and Connor Seat, all combined for 10 tackles, 3 of those being for loss. And then our secondary did well with Ethan Pfeiffer and Jacob King each combining for a tackle. Greg Houston had a fumble recovery and a fumble caused almost an interception. Bo Baker with a couple tackles, a very good tackle on special teams.
Mm-hmm.
Nick Woods did everything tonight. Jack Henderson had a couple great kicks for the Grizzly Cubs. And, as you can see down there, we got our leader, Coach Call, talking to the Grizzly Cubs. And, before we sign off, we'll just give a couple more minutes to these fans. Can you tell us a little bit of what you think, or how you think Coach Call tries to build his culture?
Yeah, so I know a lot of what he does is he builds off of brotherhood and just being there for for each other, being there for your teammates, and he is really one who tries to build off that and kind of you are playing for the person beside you as well as for yourself, and you don't want to let that person beside you down. And once you start having that accountability to yourself, not only to yourself but the person beside you, across from you, wherever, then that's going to start growing throughout the whole team. And that's something that he really does. I saw him do it. I've known him for about 13 years.
The Tri-West connection?
When I was at Tri-West, and I know him quite well through there. And I've just seen him,
and it looks like
I've just seen him build a program up there to winning state championships, multiple state championships there, and I've seen what he's done here, and that's what he's doing, and you can tell it's a commitment not only on the field but off the field, in the weight room, doing all the things that you have to do, because this game was not won tonight. These games are won in June, in May and June, and that's when they're won.
Yep. So the Grizzly Cubs are going to be back here next week playing Perry Meridian at 7. And before we get there, we have our defensive backs coach up here in the studio. Or, well, I guess I'd say the booth. We got Mr. Coach Chaz Hill up here. So, Coach Hill, just tell me how you think the game went.
Well, I think it was a really good showing of kind of the best our team can kind of do in some situations. Our special teams really performed well tonight from what I saw. You can thank Coach Johnson, our special teams coordinator, for that. With some great punt returns. Max Lancer taking one to the house. Could have had two, except for an unfortunate penalty. So we'll shore that up. But really good special team showing, which, it's a side of the game that doesn't really get a lot of credit sometimes. So it's really a good idea, or a good showing for that. So I'm really proud of that. So that was really cool. And defensive-wise, kind of shoring up a lot of different places there. We had some guys filling some spots, young guys playing. Jacob King, first start for a junior cornerback who's done some really good JV defensive work. Last year, he had an interception in just about every JV game.
Yeah.
So really
should have had one last week.
Yep. So that was a really cool thing to see. Really excited for a kid like that to kind of get a big showing. Zach Klein, wide receiver Isaiah Klein's little brother, also getting some heavy action tonight at cornerback. So that's my group of guys. So it's pretty cool to see those young guys get out there on the Friday nights.
Yeah, and I don't know if you know this, but Brody Reinhold's 6th career interception tonight was actually a career record for the Grizzly Cubs, dating back only to 2000, of course, but still, 20 years. That's pretty good
amazing.
record.
You couldn't see it happen to a better kid. Couldn't happen to a better senior kid that's, in great leadership roles, always there, helping call the defense in the defensive backfield. So really proud of him. Hopefully, that can continue. Keep building on that. No, not why stop there, right?
Yep.
Why not get more? So that's pretty awesome. So we'll keep tabs of that. Maybe you guys are in charge of that kind of stuff, but hopefully he keeps adding to it. That'd be pretty great.
Well, we got our statistician up here, so he's helping us out.
Oh, of course.
For our cornerbacks coach, the secondary had a great showing this week. Thanks for stopping by, Coach Hill.
Well, of course. Thanks for having me. Have a great night, guys.
All right, so your Grizzly Cubs are going to be back here at home. I believe our broadcast will start around 6:30 again next week. We're playing Perry Meridian, and it's going to be a good one. So for my co-host, Mr. Brian Powers, for our event and coordinator and our director, Mr. Kevin Hankins, and for the entire Franklin Grizzly Cubs program, I am your host, Thomas Crow, and we're signing off. Have a good night, guys. Be safe.